Live. I should be live. I should be live. Hello, everyone. Not many people may come to this. Because when I did a community post and like I think fewer than 100 people have seen it. So probably no one's gonna come here. I've got no idea how a YouTube does that. With their strange, what do you call it? Their strange algorithms. So there may not be anyone here. But hello to people. Hello, Jeremiah. I see you've posted. What people are saying. Congratulations. Thank you, Winterburn, so much for the congratulations. And Figgy said, "Hey, Chinsia, I can't stay on because I have a family event. Oh, I hope you have fun. But I want to say congratulations. Thank you ever so much. Hello, Leslie. Thank you so much for congratulations. And Ray Silverstorm. I think it's Ra Silverstorm. And also Boy Tiger Rocking. Thank you so much. Leslie can't watch today, but if she ever watches back, thank you so much. And Eric said, I can dig it. Don't know why I struggled with that. And the Darn Cat, hello. And Salestria, happy 300k. Thank you ever so much. I really appreciate it. And John, thank you. Show Ryuken, thank you so much. And Jeremiah's first in the first question. They say, I may well ask this before someone else does. What do you think of the Odyssey teaser? I'm doing a whole video on it, Jeremiah. That will be the next video on my channel, so it should be. So next video that I am scripting tomorrow and filming and getting ready should be on the Odyssey, or it may be, because I was thinking of doing it for I had to always submit a sponsor video a bit earlier. It's been either, if I make another video before then, it'll be the second video. Basically I'm doing a whole video on my thoughts on the trailer because I have a lot of thoughts about just breaking down everything. So yeah, you'll hear them all in depth. That'll be my first script back that I'm working on for my sponsor, and then hopefully maybe there'll be a video before. My apologies if there's a video before, but yeah, so many thoughts. So many thoughts, and hopefully I'm going to come in with a balanced take on it. I'm not going to come in as like a big hater, I'm not going to come in as a big lover, but I am going to give a balanced take on everything as someone who isn't as I've stressed early enough, that I'm not someone who cares about historical accuracy at all, so in films. However, there are caveats to that, so I'm going to talk about all the caveats and then what I generally think about the trailer, because obviously I can't judge a trailer. I haven't seen the film, I don't know what the context is of it, but I've got lots of ideas of what's happening. But a short story, I wasn't impressed by the trailer. I was disappointed by the trailer. I think I was looking forward to some kind of, maybe I'm just naive, I wanted some kind of reliving of, I wanted the Odyssey but Lord of the Rings vibes kind of thing, and I didn't get that. And it kind of looked really shit in terms of just being underwhelming as a trailer. I was like, oh god, if that's meant to be the highlights to encourage me to see the film, I'm not impressed at all. So yeah, that's my honest thoughts. But I have so many thoughts I'm going to go in depth and break down like bit by bit that I have commentary on. We'll go through it together in the next video. Yeah, someone said, Jimmy said, casting choices were so disappointing. Again, I'm going to have a lot to say on the casting choices. Okay. I'm going to break down. I'm going to more the main cast and then kind of avoiding like talking about the gods, because the gods are completely like whimsical, so I don't really care about them. But in terms of the actual like main cast, I've got a lot to say on that. Yeah, and Jimmy says, like, Nolan always picks from the same 20 people. It has become a little bit of a Nepo pool Nolan thing. I'm not sure if anyone's seen the advert for it, but the advert for Young Sherlock is coming out later this year, and it's done by the same chap, I think Guy Ritchie, who did the Sherlock Holmes adaptation with starring Robert Downey Jr. So he's doing this take on Sherlock, crime fighting in Oxford University. And when I saw the cast list at the end of the trailer, I went, oh my god, because there was several of the same surname, I can't remember it now. Basically, it's a real Nepo baby casting, because I was like, that's a famous surname and that's a famous surname. Is there a chance that they're related? Oh yes, they are related, and oh yes, they're related to that famous person. And then there was another person. It was definitely I think Ralph Fiennes' nephew and brother in it, and then someone else famous is starring as Sherlock Holmes. I can't remember. And I thought, Jeremy Irons. It's Jeremy Irons' son is starring as Sherlock Holmes, and then Ralph Fiennes' relatives are also starring it. And I was like, oh, talk about a Nepo Baby cast. So yeah, hopefully it's good, despite there being a lot of clearly Nepo Baby happening here. Hello to Gracie, to Mr. Taserface, John from Indiana. Hello, hello Linux. Sorry if I missed anyone's names. I'm trying to read it. It's such a tiny text, and my glasses are good and up to date, but still I'm very much behind everyone. But thank you so much for, and there's been questions. People are actually here. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting anyone to be here. Hello, thank you all for joining. Yeah, I see Gracie said, what is happening with the Odyssey? So let me go back up. I missed some questions. Thank you all for the congratulations. I really appreciate it. And champagne time. I don't drink alcohol really. So everyone always pours me a glass of champagne. I just kind of sort of like gently like take a sip and then I leave it. It's weird. I have nothing against alcohol in any shape or form. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Like there's something very like sharp about it that ruins the nice flavour that may be around it. I'm really weird with alcohol. I've never been interested in it. It doesn't matter. I mean, I like whiskey, but even then, don't waste a whiskey on me because I may leave the vast majority of it. I'll have a couple of sips and then that's sort of it. Alcohol's never actually had any effect on who I am. So I don't like I remember once drinking 9 whiskeys and I was just being polite. So I was just drinking whiskey after whiskey. And my poor uncle who was with me was completely off his face and I was just completely sober still. And I think I've got this strange... I'm also sort of somewhat immune to amnesia. Not amnesia. Anesthesia. Talk about an amnesia moment. I'm not fully immune to anesthesia, but it does wear off on me very quickly. I'm not sure if I've got a strange metabolism with things like alcohol and also anesthesia. I've never really understood alcohol, how it apparently changes people, makes them feel happy or makes them feel sad or makes them feel like more confident. I'm the exact same. I can drink, I'm like, I don't know what the fuss is about. Passion Potatoes, hello, well done, your 300k subs, your background is amazing. How many books do you think you have? I know how many books I have. It's approximately like 2,800 or so. They're not just in this room though, so I don't know how many are specifically in this room because obviously it's stretched out across the house. But thank you so much for the compliment as well. But yeah, I document all my books on an app called Book Buddy. And it's just, I think I paid a one-time fee and that was like $4.99 and you scan your books with the barcode. And I think I've missed a couple of books. Honestly, I think I've put some on a shelf and then I didn't document it. But most of them are all being documented. So maybe give or take like 20 or something that haven't been documented. But yeah, definitely over 2,800 at this point. Oh no, I know. I'm on a no-buy year again. I say that knowing that I have pre-ordered a lot of books for next year. Because I had a lot of like gift card stuff, so I pre-ordered it all for in December, and then at cut-off date. And then there'll be lots coming in, and most of them are from like Yale University Press. They're not being released until July or June or August. So I'll get a random surprise of a book and go, "Wow, I forgot I ordered this last December," or even I think one of them I ordered in August and it doesn't come out until July. I just got very enthusiastic. So it'll be a real surprise. I was like, wow, a year later a book came. Line during, congratulations. I'll be going soon. Oh, I'm so sorry if I missed your comment, but thank you ever so much for saying congratulations. Meadows asks, can you review the Song of Achilles? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I haven't reviewed it officially. I read it a long time ago. It must have been, maybe it was, to be fair, it wasn't that long ago. It was either 2018 or 2019 that I read it. It feels like much longer ago. But my cousin, for my birthday and then for Christmas, got me 2 books. And she got me the Folio Society edition of Circe and the Song of Achilles. And I screamed when I got both editions. One was for my birthday. I wasn't expecting it. I never get given Folio Society books. And I've got, The Greek Myths by, what's his face, Robert Graves, by the Folio Society, but I got those secondhand for a tenner. So I was very excited. So I think I will reread it with the Folio editions, and I can easily do reviews on that and talk about those. I have lots of thoughts again on breaking things down. Let me make sure. I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. Please will you do more posts on the classics? What I would love to hear, Terry. Thank you ever so much for giving me that response. I didn't bring a notebook. what I'll do is I'll write it in this notebook. So I'll write down any requests for videos that you suggest in the chat today, and put a note down for them. And do I have a pen that works? That's so traditional of me. I've got so many pens, but because I lose the lids to them, they dry out. So I have to have a clicky pen. To be fair, I break a lot of lid pens. I get a lot of these, and the pen's lids snap and break off, or they don't click down properly. It's really annoying. So when you say, what I was going to ask, when you say, can you do more posts on the classics? Are you asking for classics as in ancient history texts, like, you know, the classical history? Or are you asking for classics as in like Dickens and things like that? I'd love to hear any of your thoughts on that. I will happily do more posts on the classics. And when you want me to do more posts on the classics, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to do like analysis of the text, or deconstruction, or what this text means in terms of, not means how this text affects society, like how we respond to it emotionally, or an analysis on the text itself, or something like a greater picture, like what we can get from a text when we read this particular text, like what it can teach us. So I'm going to do more videos on classics, but with clarification. So videos on classics. I appreciate there's a lot of questions from me back, but I always want to know specifics, because some people say classics in terms of literature, and then but there we go. I'll pop that down on my little notepad and make sure I update it. I'm seeing this as an AMA. Adam Phillip, thank you for asking. What's your biggest piece of advice for people struggling with self-worth or self-esteem? So obviously I struggle with this too, really, really, really badly. I struggled with this a lot over Christmas time, and I was struggling with today, honestly, and having like a talk with my partner about it all. And I think generally the biggest thing, I feel like it's really hard to let go of things that people have called you, or past traumas and struggles like that. It is, I know it's not something easy that you can like move on from or forget. I think honestly my biggest piece of advice now is writing down in a journal somewhere, like asking questions. And you can find questions on Google if you ask for like self-esteem questions or something like that, but maybe just more for yourself, like tailor it. So I tailored mine for like PhD research, and online my work, and it was more just, who do I want to become? And it's really hard to make that transition of, well, I hate this vision I have of myself and I want to become a different vision. And you're sort of attached to this old vision of yourself because it feels authentic, it feels genuine, it feels sincere. And this newer version of you, this dream version of you that has higher self-esteem, doesn't hate themselves, feels inauthentic, feels fake. And if you are someone who feels that fear of like, well, I don't want to become a fake person, so I'll hang on to all this kind of low self-esteem, really what we have to do is accept that if we feel that concerned that we're going to become narcissistic or egoistic or too confident or too cocky, I don't think it's possible for that bigger jump. Like, if you're that scared of it, you're not going to become one of those people. You're not become a maniacal egomaniac running the countries. So you have that self-assurance that you are at least, you're so scared of that change that you're too modest to ever become the thing that you probably fear is the opposite of yourself. And I would say just writing to yourself a lot, and writing down who I want to become and being kind in it, like writing letters to yourself. And in those letters, don't berate yourself saying, I think you're a loser, I think I hate myself, I hate how I look, I'll never find love, all that kind of stuff. Just be like, I'm actually really scared of this. And then the next day, try and respond to that letter as if it were a friend's letter. So it's a parcel, and you look at it, and sometimes I've written emails in panic. I've written emails going to a supervisor or something, and I'm like writing it all out, going, I'm really scared of this, I'm really scared of that. And then as I sit there and see all my emotions written out, I'm like, actually, I don't need to send that email. I can probably handle those emotions now, and I look back on those and deal with them. I don't have to dump them on someone else. Actually, I can see that I'm scared, and what do I need to tell myself? And it's sort of like that. I found it quite useful to write down. I've got like several notebooks, but one's a diary. And if you write down all your fears, but in a nice way, not insulting yourself, so make sure you're not insulting yourself. Just say like, I think this about myself, and I think that about myself, and I think this about myself, and I'm scared of this happening. And then you look back on it the next day and try and write a response to that as if it's a different person. And then the next day you can write all your fears again. And it's just more the cycle of seeing that you are capable of holding two emotions in one hand. it's really hard. But if you just challenge yourself, going, I'm going to pretend that yesterday's letter was written by a friend. What would I say to that friend? And I find writing down really much more productive in terms of self-esteem. It's never going to be easy, and I'm really sorry you're struggling with it. But I find that giving myself more like little answers, I'm like, I am capable of feeling another emotion. Can I give it to other people? If my friends come to me with low self-esteem, I always know what to say to get them up. I know how to make people feel good about themselves and to encourage them. So we are both capable of it, and I'm sure you're the same. If your parent or your sibling or your friend came to you, you'd be the same. So that's just more a one way of doing it. It's letter writing to yourself, and just in a diary you can keep track of it. It doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be like perfect. And over time, you can see that you are capable of doing it, and you'll realise that the voices in your head that's keeping you down aren't your own voices, they're someone else's, and you need to start valuing your own input in this life and the people whose nasty voices who got you in that situation. I hope that helped. Ra Silverstorm said, I saw the trailer of The Odyssey, if anyone's new, and we're doing action fantasy. What is this? I'm not gonna lie, the first reaction I saw to the trailer when it was quite over 16, I was like Black Panther. I don't know why, it just gave me like Marvel hero. I was like, oh hello Black Panther, what's this doing here? I just saw a Lord of the Rings question. Let's go up. Sorry, it jumps sometimes the chat, so if you see me going back up, I'm trying to catch up on that. Dreaming Orlando, hello, you said hello to me. Passion Potato said, who's your favourite Lord of the Rings character in film and books? So I have two. I think Samwise is my favourite, and then Gandalf. And I was talking about this, I kind of wanted Gandalf tattoo, or a Samwise tattoo. I don't know. I think because there's so limited imagery of the Lord of the Rings franchise, a lot of tattoos are repetitive. I was trying to think of something unique. I think I embody a lot of Gandalf, but I also embody a lot of Sam. So I was like, they're my two favourites. I think Samwise by far is my favourite. And then Gandalf. I aspire to Gandalf, but I feel like I'm very much Sam. So there's my two. I would love to be more, one of the lovely ladies, but I'm definitely not one of the lovely ladies. They were always my favourite. In the books, I think it is more Gandalf, because I feel like his character comes out more in the books, but Samwise in the film by far. But then again, who doesn't love Ian McKellen? So yeah, they're my two. Sup, hi Sam, sup you too. Not that sounded rude. I was trying to say like sup to you too. Clementine, hey, I was watching a lot of your videos over Christmas. Hello, thank you so much. Nice to see you doing live stream. Thank you. I'm planning on doing one every 50,000 subscribers. Now my tradition, every 50,000 I do a live stream on live. Obviously Patreon get one once a month. But every 50,000 I'm going to celebrate it, because I didn't ever think I'd get these figures ever at all. Gracie responding to the Sherlock Holmes crime fighting in Oxford University sounds great fun. Hopefully there's hope the Nepo babies are good people. Hopefully they're good actors, that's all I had to say. Shom Nucci. Hello, it's one of my favourite channels. I love everything. Thank you ever so much. That really means a lot to me. And Joseph Fiennes as well. There we go. So okay, we got some good hopes that Joseph Fiennes is a good actor. We've got hopes. Hello, David. Hello to Toronto. I hope you're doing well over there. Everyone's dropping where they're from. Manchester loves you. Thank you, Gracie. I have family in Manchester. I've only been to Manchester twice though. Believe it or not, the last time I went to see the Dalai Lama. I'm just curious. I went to see the Dalai Lama in Manchester. It was like over a decade ago. He was very funny. Robert just got home to saw this live stream. Thank you so much for your congratulations. And also, Ra Silverstone is the same as me. They don't really care for the taste of alcohol. It's really weird, isn't it? Everly, congratulations on your milestone. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed. How's your new doggy? Also, have you read Pessoa? I have read Pessoa. I read that many years ago. I think it was around 2015, 2014. I still got my copy in my translated fiction section. If I remember, I really enjoyed it, but it's been like a decade since I read it. And my new doggy Sappho is doing really well. I'm so happy. She fit in so quickly. I was nervous because my second dog Atticus took a long time to fit in, and I was like, okay. And of course, like raising a small dog, you're like, well, how are they going to wait? Atticus and Sappho love each other. They are playing constantly, and that's what I wanted, because Ithaca, my oldest dog, isn't really playful. She's very stoic, she's very independent, she doesn't really play with toys, and she doesn't really play with other dogs. She likes to dig on the beach. She's incredibly independent, and Atticus really loved to play. I was always playing with him, and I felt guilty that he didn't have a playmate. So we thought, okay, we'll get another dog for Atticus, and thankfully it has worked out so well. They just constantly play. It's adorable to watch. I think she's brought out his confidence, because he was quite a nervous dog anyway, and now he's like, oh, I'm really confident, and they just play. Unfortunately, she's discovered wires, and that she likes chewing wires, and I have got a bitter apple spray, and it turns out she doesn't really mind that taste, because my other dogs, I used to spray bitter apple, and they were like, ugh, I'm not tasting that again. She doesn't really care. So I was like, okay, new training technique for baby Sappho. She just like, she chewed my laptop charger yesterday. She chewed our vacuum cord yesterday as well. All unplugged, thankfully, but I was like, what the heck? And she does it so quickly. So yeah, she can get through a lot with her baby teeth, but she's doing really well, thankfully. But she's really actually quite nervous of the outside world. So when my other dogs were quite confident when I took them out on their walkies, she's really nervous of people walking by, joggers. So I think it's gonna be a challenge. It's interesting how dogs are so different when you get them home. Oh, sorry, Jeremiah, I just seen another trailer question. Any thoughts on Hamnet? I haven't seen the trailer, I'm afraid. I have not seen the trailer at all for Hamnet. I've only heard like positive things though, but I haven't seen it, so I'm afraid I'm completely useless there. Ooh, ancient classics. There we go, random hiccups come in. Have I read Lucian? I have, back at university. So it was back when I was doing my undergraduate. Haven't read for a long time. And thank you for clarifying. So ancient classics, we've got ancient, and also analysis and deconstruction of classics. Like Dickens would be also, okay, cool. Analysis and deconstruction. I always try to keep note of everything people say to me. Sorry about this. I'm very slow at writing. Oh, Dickens, etc. There we go. So keep note of what you tell me, people. Don't worry. Ancient novels are cool. Would love videos on those. They're awesome ancient novels. Because I like to keep on top of what people actually want on here. Clementine asked, how did you move with so many books? With great difficulty. Because my partner already lived in the house, it was much easier, so we've spread the moving over a few days, and we reused boxes. So I only actually bought, I think, 30 boxes, and then when I got here I unpacked those boxes, we took them back to my flat and repacked them. So we were basically recycling the same 20 boxes or 30 boxes over and over and over again. I moved a lot with tote bags, so I have a lot of tote bags. And they're great for carrying books. They keep all the weight, and also you can carry them upstairs. But I was in charge of carrying books downstairs and back upstairs. So my legs were very fit, and now I have very muscular legs I'm not a fan of, because I've been lifting too heavy. But yeah, so my partner was the one putting them into the car and unloading them from the car, and I was the person who took them down the stairs and back up the stairs. And it took a long time. What was actually harder were these bookcases, because these are solid. And we didn't move with anyone, so it was just us, and they are incredibly heavy, and carrying these two bookcases in particular, this one and the next one are the same. And it's quite a small staircase, and we had to get it under, like, there was a extension above the staircase. We had to really narrow it down. That was the hardest part. I said to Jake, I was like, we are never moving from this flat ever again, purely because of those bookcases. The books I can handle. Books were easy. It's just up and down, up and down. Bookcases, absolute hell on earth. I know, I hated it. So yes. And also ancient texts, exactly, love to know your... Oh, Virgil, Ovid, Longus, excellent. Okay, ancient texts is getting a lot of positivity. Awesome. I love to revisit these and read them again. No, I've lost where I was. No, back up. I hate when it jumps. Sorry, it always like refreshes the chat, so I feel like I'm missing people. So my apologies to do that. It's like on my Diary of Discovery. I love that. Hello, Wolf. Thank you so much for joining. Maybe I should be a life coach. I don't think I could be a life coach. But thank you. Tulsi, hello, hi. Do you think it's still worth doing a degree in the classics? A lot of influencers who have done it advanced degrees seem to say go the autodidact route instead. It depends what you want to get from a degree. I mean, what unfortunately with the classics department in general, there's no jobs in the classics degree. It's always been that way, but now a lot of departments are being closed down. So it depends what you want from a degree. I don't regret my classics degree at all. Obviously I wouldn't be doing a PhD if I regretted my classics degree. I feel like I learned a lot from it. I feel like as someone who never got the opportunity to learn it at school, that was really inspiring for me. And I gained a lot more from my classics part of my degree than my English literature part of my degree. I feel like that really, I needed help with a lot of that stuff, a lot of motivation from that realm of classics. But I mean, what does it mean to be, is it worth it? Everyone, a lot of people translate what it means to be worth it in terms of job security and prospects. I've never seen my degrees as part of those things. I just took it because I wanted to learn a subject. So for me, it was worth it. But if, you're worried about money, if you're worried about like getting a particular job with a particular degree, I don't think you need it. Like, it's not necessary. But I think I gained a lot from university, and particularly in academic library, and I could never have gotten the experience I got from an academic library, and also the skills that I've got in terms of academic writing. My PhD writing has been a big journey because it's even far more different from my undergraduate and master's learning, and it's been a big curve. The biggest learning curve has been the academic writing part, and just style, and I would never have learned that naturally by myself. I needed the guidance of someone who's telling me what it should look like, how you should do this, how you should do that, and I would never have got that without an expert next to me. So it's not really necessarily what I'm learning per se, it's more the access to opportunities, the access to academic reading and writing, the access to academic texts and journal articles. That to me is worth it if you want to experience it. If you just want it for a job, it's probably not worth it. But it's different things for me, and I would never have learned a lot of things that I know, not in terms of just like learning information. It's not really about learning information. It was more about thinking critically and having that dialogue with people and understanding my ways of moving forward, how I can advance, how I can improve. That kind of feedback would never have come to me naturally at all. PhD was a real humbling experience in terms of like how crap I am at writing, quite honestly. How my oversights in how I think, where I have massive holes in my thinking and my approach. And again, I needed an expert to teach me that stuff, and I wouldn't have got that by myself. It was more than just learning information. It was that, if that makes sense. If that makes any sense, my apologies. Jang says, great job, really interesting channel, thank you for inspiring videos. Thank you ever so much, thank you. Hello, Wibble, Sob. Ramona, thank you so much, congratulations. Oh, Galvis, thank you very much, that's very kind of you to say. Gracie asked, what are your favourite books and films and music? I always kind of give the same answers, so books, there's always Moby Dick. Herman Hesse's Steppenwolf and Italo Calvino's The Complete Cosmic Comics. And for films, I would say Shrek 2, and Oppenheimer. I really loved Oppenheimer. I saw it twice in 1 week. I loved it. I saw it alone first time, and I saw my partner the next time. And what's my other comfort films kind of thing? To be fair, I do love Muppets Christmas Carol. I watch it every year. It's one of my wholesome things. And I just dance around. I like silly films, really. I like it when it's silly. It's very rare that I like a serious film like Oppenheimer. I was like, oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm an old school with films. I do love. They were so influential on me when I was younger. And yeah, Oppenheimer was just like, I love it. Which is why I was disappointed in the trailer for The Odyssey so much, because I had high hopes. But I don't know, it could be a great film. I just seen John say, get the Gandalf tat. I know I should. Thank you, Cohen. Thank you for joining. Sam is a gem of a character. I didn't know you were a Lord of the Rings fan. Which of the films is your favourite? The first Passion Potatoes. It is the first film by far. It's my favourite. Then it's number 3. Then it's number 2. But the first just gives me all the feels. I was so excited. I did archery as a kid because I was obsessed with Lord of the Rings. So I saw the first film. I think I was around maybe 10 or 11 when that came out. And then my cousin joined an archery group because she loved the look of it from the film. And I joined very shortly after, I think around, again, 11 years old, maybe 12, but I think I was 11. And I did that from the age of 11 to 16. And I was a longbow person. And I won a little award for it. I haven't done archery since I was 16. So it's been many, many years, almost 20 years. But yeah, that's so wild to say. Bloody hell. Hello, Ozone. Since since it's turned into a little AMA, I hope you don't mind me asking. So, in one of your videos, you told us that you had a major burnout for a year. How did you get over it in advance? I am still in it. I had it well over a year. So the thing I had to do was first and foremost was to pull out my PhD for a while. I was like, this is the worst. This is the illest I've ever been. I was manifesting in lots of physical ailments. I had to drop. You have to drop something because it was too much. If I could have dropped work as well, I think a lot of people would recommend you try and just. You can't. If you can take sick leave from work, do that. Obviously, I could take off PhD. I can't take off sick leave because I'm here. And I'm self-employed, so I don't get any sick leave pay, so I had to carry on working. As you can probably see from my videos, they sadly kind of decreased in quality in the end of the year. I was really still like clutching at the end of this year, because I was like, my brain is fried, I'm crying a lot, I'm stressed out, I'm having headaches, I'm crashing. So yeah, it's hard. And I haven't come out of it yet, which scares me, because it's like, obviously I have to go back to university. That terrifies me. I think the only ways really is having to lower what you're expecting of yourself. So for me, I wanted to do all these big things, all these grand things, and actually I had to like lower what I'm capable of and keep going like, I am not working at full capacity here. And it's not because I'm dumb, it's not because I'm lazy, it's that my, demands and resources are not at the same level. And I can only do what I can every day. And sometimes that is just doing one task on my to-do list, and sometimes it's doing 3 tasks on my to-do list. And just sort of allowing myself the time to just be a bit brain dead, in terms of just like, there's some days where over Christmas period where I just sort of sat there and was like, I'm not doing anything for fun. I'm also not doing any work, and maybe I need that. Maybe I just almost need this moment where I'm just like, you know what, I'm not doing anything. And if you can have an opportunity to do that on a weekend, like say if you have traditional weekends or a day off work, obviously I wasn't doing days off. I was working weekends too, because I fell so far behind my work that I was working all the time, and that didn't help burnout. It's sort of just going, I had to go much slower, stop comparing myself to other people. And I kind of had to sit there and just be like, I'm just going to play games today, and that's it. That's all I can do. I can't manage a book. I can't manage thinking. I'm just going to do something a bit nummy. And actually, thankfully, I feel like I'm ready for tomorrow now after doing that. It took like 4 days of not doing anything to be like, okay, I think I'm ready for work tomorrow. Like I'm getting there. I just work much slower than other people, and that's fine. It's more just accepting that I'm working at a much slower pace than I would want, ideally, how I used to work and how other people work, and just being like, nope, I can't. Elaine Couch, thank you ever so much for your donation. I really appreciate it. Give me a wee heart. Hopefully you get a notification for that. Thank you so much. Very generous. Yes, someone just said, do you know that clip of Gandalf cussing in the green screen room? Yes. Good evening, Hannah. What is your favourite book by Virginia Woolf, if any? I think actually it was her. I prefer her non-fiction to her fiction. If I were to pick, I don't like To the Lighthouse. I'm just saying it now. What's the combination that I've got? I can't remember. I love the Mark on the Wall essay, and I got a book that has all of those in it. Her non-fiction. And so far, I'm enjoying her diaries more. Obviously, I haven't read all of her diaries, but I'm enjoying her diaries more than her fiction. So I would say I didn't like Orlando. I'm afraid I didn't like. I liked The Waves, The Mark on the Wall. I didn't like To the Lighthouse. I don't think I'm a massive fan of her fiction. Again, it's been like a decade since I read them. But I have to do some Virginia Woolf stuff next term to go back, because I'm doing part of my thesis covers into Virginia Woolf territory, hence why I'm reading the diaries. So actually I much prefer her essay writing, if I'm being completely honest, than her fiction. I think she was really interesting as a non-fiction writer. So yeah, but her fiction, not for me. But again, maybe I should revisit them. It's been a long time since I read them, and I was a bit like, don't get it. Even though I know it was so important for the movement of literature and modernism, I was still like, yeah, it's not for me. Melissa said, just want to say I enjoy your videos so much. Thank you ever so much. I really appreciate it. Jason said my 2025 YouTube roundup had you in it. That's my first visited channel. Thank you so much. Veronica, thank you so much for the congratulations. Rachel, oh my god, a live stream. I learned recently that my mum, who lives on the Isle of Arran, also watches your videos. She was a librarian for years. Hello, Rachel's mum and Rachel. That's wild. Blendy said, how did you find events to go to in the UK? Like a really cool, quirky events. So I didn't really in England when I lived down there. I think back in the day when I used it better, Instagram, I found honestly events, and word of mouth. Because I worked as a bookseller, you worked with a lot of quirky artistic people and you met a lot of authors, and authors would suddenly name drop a thing that was happening and you're like, oh, I can go to that. And so that's, honestly, it was more word of mouth. If I was like myself now, working from home and not talking to anyone, I probably wouldn't. Instagram was quite a good place to find cool things. So yeah, it's a lot of quirky. I think it is all social media, unfortunately, to find it. Or just looking, because Edinburgh's quite quirky anyway, and people use posters. You can see posters in a quirky coffee shop, or the board game shop, or the book shop. There's like community boards. I didn't look at those as well. There's a lot of quirky things happening on those. So maybe if you are visiting, I would say it's actually spontaneous stuff. But if social media, look for like the quirky bookshops, follow the quirky bookshops and follow what they follow in the areas that you're visiting, and then see if any of the events are happening there. And work out from there. Michael saw the Dalai Lama in Edinburgh back in 2014. I didn't know he was there when I was also here. Happy New Year, Olivia. Thank you so much. Congrats on 300k, says Mariam. Thank you so much. On the topic of the Odyssey, what's your favourite translation of the Iliad versus the Odyssey? I think I'm still a Fagles girl. I know I love Emily Wilson, but because Fagles was the first person I read translated from them, I think I'm always going to turn to Fagles. So yeah, I'm a Fagles girl through and through, and then Emily Wilson. I think she did a brilliant job, but just purely for nostalgia, it's Fagles. Jeremiah asks, obviously Stoicism is quite trendy and has been for some time. I don't think you've done a video on it. I am planning a video on that. It's on my list of like, let's talk about Stoicism and the modern idea of Stoicism. I feel like I need to go back and read some Marcus Aurelius, like you said, and go back on it. So I need to reread Marcus Aurelius and have a commentary on like social media Stoicism versus ancient Stoicism. I think that would be a fun video. Make sure I have got it on my list, but I'll bump it up. Ancient versus modern Stoicism. Sorry, modern. I can't even read my own writing, to be fair. Like, do you want to see how tiny my writing is? And I come back, I'm like, what does that say? But I'm not very good at big handwriting. What's your favourite city or place, Gracie asks? I think my favourite... I love Edinburgh. That's a cop-out. I do love Edinburgh. If I had to pick anyone but Edinburgh as my favourite city, I would say I have a soft spot for Stratford upon Avon, and I was going to say other places, but honestly, no. I love York. York. I think that'll be my next one, actually. Edinburgh first and then York second. York's wonderful, as is Edinburgh. I think they're just really cool cities to go to. And probably the north of England. I kind of just like that area in general. I haven't been to places really like Durham, and I'd love to go to Durham. But yeah, and I've been to like Bath. And Bath has got some really good bookshops, so I liked it for that. I'd like to go revisit Bath, hopefully, in the new year. And Elaine, thank you so much. You did it again. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Thank you for giving me that. That's very generous. Yes, don't worry, John. You have to be careful of wires with your pup. I know. We've caged them all up. But thankfully, she could just chewed the wires that we have in a collection. So it was like a bundle of wires, like they were tied up, and she chewed through them. We're like, I was like, okay, someone's found that she likes to chew wires, but they were all thankfully like just storage wires. Diane Driel, thank you so much. We'll be here to celebrate 500k together. I love to Bulgaria too. I can't imagine us hitting that number at all. But you know, maybe. I never thought I'd hit this number ever. Hello to Ethiopia. Hello. Merry Christmas and New Year, Ryan. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too. Please do a no buy year video again and how you buy. To be fair, we have changed a lot. So my partner and I are planning on doing another one because we failed our no buy year because we moved in together. So we're going to do another video, and I am doing no buy year again this year. So I will do a video on that. Do I have a system for organising my physical notes and notebooks? So I don't, in terms of my notebooks, are just my notebooks. What I have started doing though, so I got a bit stressed out because I was having so many notebooks everywhere. I scan my notebooks after I've done it and upload the files online. So I have them in two different places. I put them onto Bear, I put them onto Obsidian, and I put them onto Notion, even though I don't like Notion, just as having 3 backups and Google Drive. So, and then I can tag things in Bear. And tag things in Obsidian, so I know where my notes are. But I mainly all write by physical hand because I learn better that way. So, but I take photographs of them and scan them up. So it's that kind of organisation. And then what I like about what I do in my Obsidian and my Obsidian and Bear, which are my 2 main apps that I use. I put where this came from. So I go, this is in my purple notebook on page blah blah blah, or this is from my dark green notebook page blah blah blah. So I tell myself where I can see the physical file, but I have them digitally uploaded. So that's how I'm basically keeping up to date. But it's just backup really, but it's all my notebooks are not organised. I try to put a big header at the top so I know what it's about. My notebooks are sort of a little bit messy. There's no real system to them, I'm afraid. I do have a notebook for everything. So it's like, this year, this is my just ideas. This is my work notes book. This is my work thinking book. This is my PhD notebook. This is, my second year stats notebook or whatever. I have notebooks, but the pages themselves are not organised. So I'm not on top of that, sadly. Oh, the Frankenstein 1818 edition. It's my favourite, a great novel, a masterpiece for sure. Everyone wants me to do Frankenstein. I think there's another person I've done Let's go back to Frankenstein. I haven't done that in a long, long, long time. Let's go. Frankenstein 1818. 1818. There we are. I know I'm going to smudge it. I'll put it over there. You know when you move your sleeve over it and you smudge the text everywhere? I really enjoyed reading Hamnet. I wanted to see the movie, but I will need to wait until it streams. I need to reread Hamnet. I can't remember it. Trouble is, there was a stage post-pandemic where I read books, and then whatever I read in the pandemic I seem to have forgotten. It's just, I've picked up those books particularly and gone, I've read this. I've done notes in it, I've done annotations in it, and I look on my Goodreads and it's always been the pandemic. Like, I was like, what happened? Did I get my memory wiped during 2020 to 2022? Because anything I read in those periods seems to have completely gone out of my brain. You just reminded me of how when Robert says, you just reminded me of how when I was moving, me and my brother both joked that 80% of your move is just your books. No, literally it was. I completely relate to that so much. Because everything else could one trip. Like, it was just the clothes. put them in like 2 boxes. There we go, done. The books was everything. And even when I wrapped up all my Christmas presents ready to post them, they were all on the dining room table, and my partner just looked and went, have you just got people books? I'm like, what else is there? I don't know. They're all book shaped. Gretchen, hello, hi, love listening and watching you speak. Why do ducks have tail feathers? To cover their quacks. Silly. Gracie, this might be a silly question, but if you tab books, how do you move those? Do the tabs all get squished? They do a bit, but some of them don't. Like if they're quite plasticky ones, like the paper ones get squished, but there's some, I think they're by sticky notes, these quite plasticky ones that are see-through at the end so they don't block your pages, and then they have a colour at the tip, and they don't seem to get squished. Like I think this one has it. There we go. So can you see? They're not squished. These ones are quite small, to be fair. If you keep them like close enough to the ear, so they stick out but not too much, but they're made of plastic, they don't get squished. So I think plastic's the way to go, but if it's paper, it's going to get squished. But I'm more worried about them falling out, to be honest. But that's why I'm very picky about what quality. If I tab with paper ones, it's for a book that doesn't really matter. If it's for PhD or serious research, I tap with the plastic because they've got a more secure glue to them. Queen of Porridge has a +1 for ancient texts. Noted. Ancient texts. What was your introduction to ancient classics? Terry asks. It was university. I didn't read ancient text at all until I went to university and to study classics. I was interested in it purely because I wanted to become a Shakespeare scholar. That was my goal originally back when I was a kid. I knew, having read most of Shakespeare's works by that age, that I needed to understand the classics because he references them a lot. And the university I attended had a Shakespeare final year course at the Shakespeare Institute. So I was like, perfect, if I do classics, and then I'll aim for the Shakespeare Institute for my third year, final year, which I did. And classics did really help. I was not way above, because I don't want to say myself in terms of like academic, but I felt I was way ahead of a lot of people in my class because I'd already read the text. I could see the allusions and references very quickly. And then when I applied for my master's, I applied for the Shakespeare Institute and I got in. But I also got in at Edinburgh University, and that's when I debated if I really wanted to become a classic scholar or if I wanted to do modern literature, and I decided on modern literature in the end. But yeah, I didn't read a single classics text until I went to university to study it. Lady Vindle, thank you so much for congratulating me. Martin, as someone who wants to read more in 2026, is there some kind of system or routine you recommend that would make reading more books more achievable? Leave social media. That's my main advice. Basically, it is. Let's look at the average time someone. Let's see, what's the average time? So here's a lovely report from the BBC that came out on the 10th of December of last year. So people spend on average 4.5 hours every day online. If you weren't spending those hours online, you could be reading. So it's all about giving up like access to your phone, having it nearby, not watching television. Like if you're going to watch a TV show or something, pick a book. If you want to take a book with you everywhere that you go, so not on social media, on public transport, read on the public transport, don't look at your phone. The main thing is to swap any kind of digital space for book space. So whenever you have an opportunity, you will have more time in the day to read if you swapped out looking at a screen. It will come so naturally to you. And then being intentional with that choice and realising that I'm on my phone again, swap it for a book. I tend to keep my phone in the bedroom all day, to my aunt's annoyance, because I never answer her texts or pick up the phone because I don't hear it. And similarly, like, know what works best for you when you're reading. Do you need music on in the background? Do you need white noise on in the background? Do you like a study with me video on the background? Just things like that, finding out how you can create the perfect reading environment. getting off the social medias is the best thing. And sometimes a way of doing it, sometimes even for me, is having something on in the background, like a YouTube video, or whether that's a fire or something like that, and reading with it in the background, so you feel like you've got two things on. Another great way to block your phone is to use Hank Green's app. So I think it's called Bean Friend, or no, Study Buddy or Study Friend. Maybe Study Friend. It's Hank Green's little bean app, and it's like a little bean. And it blocks your phone for the period of time that I think is maximum 2 hours. It can block your phone usage, but it's a great way to put that on when you're reading a book. So I put Bean on. I block it for 2 hours, don't let anyone access my phone, and the little bean knits a sock and a scarf, and I can't access my phone. And that's a great way of reading by blocking your phone. It's a really easy, nice way to do it. But it has to be like really, if you swap out if you look at what you're spending all your time on, whether that's video games, whether it's television, scrolling on social media, scrolling on your phone when you're on public transport, you will find time to read. It's kind of slotting it in. Oscar, hi from Mexico. Just popping in to say I love your content. Thank you so much. Your energy and passion for literature is infectious. Did I just accidentally pause my own stream? What a silly thing to do. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Oscar. Sending love to Mexico. Marco says, do you ever think in buying did you ever think of buying an e-reader and transition to digital books so you can carry more easily? I was given one when I was at university as an undergraduate, and I didn't like it. I'm not a fan of reading on screens. Like, I do have ebooks, I read them on my iPad, but I'm not a massive it doesn't work for me. I feel like the main thing I like to do with books is flip back and forth. So I go, where was that thing? Where was that thing? And I can't do that with an e-reader, and it just frustrates me so much. I have to like go through everything. I know you can search keywords, but sometimes it's actually my notes I'm looking for. Like, where did I underline that thing? What was that thing? Like, I prefer really just flicking back and forth. I find it much faster than having to go search for this word in this book, or like search my notes in this book. I just flick back and forth. I prefer that tactile feeling. I'm quite tactile, as you can tell from the number of squishies I keep playing with during the stream. I'm someone who has to keep squishing things all the time, and the same with books. Gracie asks, going on for the Muppets answer, are your opinions on Wallace and Gromit? I am terrified of them. Wallace and Gromit gave me a really horrific nightmare when I was like 5 years old, and I still remember it to this day. And I've never been Wallace was trying to kill me with an axe. And there was blood everywhere. It was horrifying, and it was because my uncle had bought me a Wallace and Gromit alarm clock, and it was 3D, so like a model, for my birthday, and I dreamt it came alive and tried to kill me, and I've just never been able to watch it. I'm too traumatized 30 years later from that dream of my alarm clock trying to murder me. Kerry Brown, congratulations, thank you so much, thank you, I really appreciate it. Atomi, sorry I'm mispronouncing your name. How do you feel about the fact the second Olympian generation got Christianized as saints, like St. George as a continuation of Mars, or Barbara as Proserpina, or Margaret as Artemis, etc.? I don't think I have opinions on it. I think it's kind of the way religions evolve. It's just how things happened, like the Greeks and the Romans took the Greek gods and then they became Christianized. I think that's just sort of how it becomes. Like, I don't think I have any feelings on it. I feel like all religion is an evolution of each other. If anyone's seen Heretic, starring Hugh Grant, the horror film, he does a very good analogy on the evolution of religion in terms of Monopoly board games, and it sort of sums it up for me. I have no feelings about it. I'm not a religious person. I just think it's sort of part of nature that things get evolved and taken and used and changed and all that. Passion Potatoes asks, have I seen The Rings of Power? I have not. My partner has, and he hated it. He didn't like their haircuts. And I would have to agree. It is quite strange how weirdly anachronistic everything looks. It looks more modern than The Lord of the Rings, and that does not make sense. Like, I was like, what's happening? So he hated it, and I tend to not want to read or watch something that people hate like that. Probably. Michael asked for my thoughts on How to Train Your Dragon. I've never read the books, and I've never seen the films. Not even the cartoon ones. So I'm afraid I know a lot of people love it. I've just never seen it. I was obviously I was too old when those books came out to have read them. But I haven't seen them either, so I have no opinions on. It looks cute. It looks cute. But I haven't seen it. Crystal says, hello, which Shakespeare read would you recommend for a complete beginner? Okay, so complete beginners, there's some easier Shakespeare. Obviously the traditional ones, it depends on what you're interested in. Macbeth is really nice and easy for just like, because everyone knows the story. You know the story, so it's not hard to get your head around. The language, you can work out what's going on. The scene changes are quite distinctive, so you can visualise every every change sort of thing, and a really great production of that. Ironically, I think it is Ralph Fiennes' Macbeth. It was a Channel 4 production, a film that came out in 2015 or 2014. That was a really good adaptation of it. It depends, again, so if you like witchy stuff, Macbeth, complete beginner, very easy. Again, if you like the romancy stuff, Romeo and Juliet. I personally don't like Romeo and Juliet. I think it's one of the worst plays. But again, the transitions, everyone knows the story, it's really easy. If you're into something more mystical, then I would say, again, it's very easy to get into. The Tempest, the scene changes are quite distinctive, the imagery is quite powerful. You have a lot of characters, but who are all very distinctive. They're not easily interchangeable, so it's easy to follow. If someone's, reading a play for the first time, you can kind of imagine each character. And so The Tempest is a nice, easy one. I love Twelfth Night. It's a little bit, I would say that's a little bit tougher to read in terms of like if you're new to Shakespeare, because again, there's not many scene changes, so you're kind of all in the same location most of the time. Characters are distinctive, but also they have a lot of very heavy monologue, so maybe stay away from that, but it'd be easy to watch if you want to watch a rendition of Twelfth Night. So from a reading point of view, I think Macbeth's one of the easiest, as is The Tempest. Technically also Romeo and Juliet, as much as I don't like it. And I would say Hamlet, but again, there's lots of deep monologues, and there's not many transitions, so I'm scared people would get a little tiny bit bored reading Hamlet if you're brand new to it. So I think the fun ones are Macbeth, the fun one is Tempest. I think those are the two really fun, great, easy plays to read for someone new to Shakespeare. And then everything from there, you feel daring. You're like, okay, let's go on to this one, let's go on to this one, and you transition from there. I like the history plays the most, but I wouldn't recommend a history play for a beginner. Just like, I think I really appreciated those because I'd read all the rest of his plays. Troilus and Cressida as well. I think that would be easy. I can't think of how... No, I think Troilus and Cressida is also an option as well as a less stereotype one. But Macbeth you can't go wrong with, really. I know Matthew said it yesterday was Professor Tolkien's birthday. I know, I said the same. I was like, happy birthday, Tolkien. And that's what got me thinking about the tattoo. So everyone's asked me about Epic the musical. I haven't listened to it. I'm not a musical person, so I feel like it'd be a waste on me as someone who doesn't like musicals. But maybe I should just listen to it anyway. But I haven't listened. Musicals aren't my thing. They're my partner's thing. He's obsessed with musicals. He knows all of them. He's gone to so many. He loves them. And I'm not a musical person. So maybe I should. Did I see the Hobbit films? No. I didn't like the look of the Hobbit films. I think they looked rushed. And then what I heard, I was like, yes, so I'm correct. They were rushed. I think it would have upset me too much to see them, because I hold the Lord of the Rings in such high esteem that I didn't want to see some rushed version that he was being forced to produce as quickly as he did. And yeah, I heard the complaints and I'm like, I don't want to, it'll make me upset. Even though I heard they're okay. I haven't seen them. I think it just ruined it. I have so much love for the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings. I did not want to see the Hobbit dragged out that much. I felt like it was going to be forced to be that extensive. Not for me. Tulsi, I'm also at the tail end of a long-term burnout, and I totally understand, but your videos are great. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Oh, thank you, the darn cat. That's very kind of you to say. I hope you never forget you're loved. Myrat asks, what games do I play? So I love horror games. My partner's not a massive fan of horror games. So he's currently playing and I'm watching the Assassin's Creed. I'm not a massive fan. I think Assassin's Creed is not fun to watch as someone who's now a watcher. But I love horror. So I love Little Hope. I love... So the Little Hope series, the Dark Picture. There used to be the Dark Picture and anthology is now known. It used to be the Dark Picture triad. Would that be the word? But now it's an anthology. Dark Picture anthology. I absolutely love. I love Last of Us, Until Dawn, The Quarry. So I'm more into the horror realm in general. I love The Witcher 3. Love The Witcher 3. And yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Assassin's Creed, but I'm not playing it at the moment. So I'm just more like, well, it's fun in the background. And then so my partner's never played The Last of Us. So he has no idea what happens. And I'm like, we're in the hospital in the final scene now. We didn't get to play it today, so I'm like, damn it, I need to see what happens. And then we had to go to The Last of Us 2. So yeah, I'm more into horror, and I like fun little games. Like I like cozy ones like Harvest Moon and stuff like that as well. I'm on the two extreme ends of the spectrum. I'm not really into shooters, but I do love 2-player games as well, like It Takes Two, or what's that, Jailbreak. So yeah, I'm into a lot of games, to be honest, but not really the cozy games. I think Harvest Moon is as cozy as I get. Obviously, I used to be a Pokemon fan, so I used to play all the Pokemon games, but now I don't like Pokemon more modern because they do that whole thing where you level up one Pokemon and all the Pokemon level up. I'm like, I'm sorry. I did not bust my ass in the dark on a Game Boy Color in the car with only street lights to show me for you to level up all my Pokemon every single time. Like, that was work. And the OG Pokemon games were work. I think I stopped at X and Y. And then, yeah, so I don't really play the DS as much as I could. If anyone's got any good recommendations, please let me know. But yeah, horror is my favourite genre of game. It always has been, always will be. Oh, thank you for this love, Gracie. Oh, Terry also said I was in top YouTube Wrapped. Thank you so much. You said, someone said TZ64 said, Shinsei, I'm enjoying How to Read Now by Elaine Castillo, not Callisto, Castillo, so dyslexic. I'm so glad you're enjoying it, yay! Has there been any snow where I am today? There's quite a bit here. No, there hasn't been any snow in our... Well, there was like a sprinkle that probably lasted like 2 minutes maximum. There's been no snow where I am in Scotland. So it feels like we're just like in a little island where we haven't got any of it. Will I do a review of the Odyssey when it comes out? I will do. I honestly will do. I need to do a comparison with the Return by, ironically, Ralph Fiennes, isn't it? I need to actually see that as well. Jeremiah also loved Wolf's non-fiction. Oh, so maybe thank you so much. I'm just popping. I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. Elaine says, I'm still working on my personal curriculum for the year. I'm too old to go back to school now. You're never too old, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But yes, do it yourself. Voltaire, thank you so much for the €5. Hi, Chinsia. Has anyone ever mentioned your resemblance to the anime character Yomiko Reedman? No. Thank you so much. Let me see. Yomiko, I see her actually. Yomiko. Oh, I know of her. It's Read or Die, isn't it? I haven't ever seen Read or Die, but I have seen Read or Die the TV, which was when she's like a faraway character, and it's like other like Maggie and Anita and Michelle Chung. Ninene. It was Ninene, wasn't it? It's kind of like she's a protagonist. She's friends with Yomiko. But I never saw the episodes that got to Yomiko, so I never saw her as a person. No one's ever compared me to her. Thank you so thank you so much. I'll take it as a compliment. I don't have boobs as big as her, I will say that. That's just I haven't got that kind of sex appeal. Everyone reacting to my teeny tiny handwriting. Am I a Tolstoy fan? You know what? I don't think I've read any. I don't think I've read any Tolstoy or Dostoevsky. except for the short fiction. I think I read some of their short stories, but I've been too scared to read Tolstoy and Dostoevsky. And I think this will be the year that I should challenge at least one of each. I think I've literally been sitting on this over the Christmas period and thinking about both of them. And I was like, I need to read one. I need to. I think I'm scared I'll be too dumb to understand them. You know, when everyone's just like, you'll like it. And I was like, well, what if I'm too stupid? That they are my two, not my nemesis. They're kind of like my monomyths. I'm sort of just terrified. They're my Goliaths. I'm just a wee tiny David, and Tolstoy and Dostoevsky are my Goliaths, and I'm just so scared. I think because they have so much weight to them. Like, they're way scarier than Dickens to me. I think because they also have a massive boy fan club, and I've always been a bit scared of, like, there's a lot of, you know what I'm talking about. There's some subcultures of things that are like very much the boys love this, the chaps love this, and you're kind of like a little bit scared to go. Because you're scared that all the boys will tell you that you're reading it wrong or something. It's like back at school. Everyone loves Edinburgh. You need to do more live streams. Thank you. I do them every month for Patreon. I do them every there. What period of history is most interesting to me? Obviously, I'm going to say, to be fair, if I had to pick between one or the other, ancient Rome, I think, the start of the Roman Empire, I think, is the more interesting part of history to me, and the expansion of the Roman Empire up until Alexander the Great. After that, I'm not really familiar, really, with. I know everyone loves Alexander the Great. I prefer the build up to that. I'm more the person who enjoyed that part, because there's just so much going on, and it's madness. And I think because we have so many history texts exploring those areas. It's so well documented, or in terms of diaries at least, and historians. I think that's the most interesting part to me, the expansion of the Roman Empire, even though I'm not really a Rome person at all. I'm more ancient Greek in terms of what I study and read about. I think that would be the most interesting area. Hi, thank you, Chris. Celine says, have you ever travelled outside the UK? And if yes, which was your favourite? I have a couple of times. I think not many times. So I think out of the few times I've been anywhere, I'm honestly not a massive fan of international travel. I've always found it very stressful. But I think Knossos in Crete was my favourite. So yeah, the Knossos, I think, was my favourite area that I've been to. Even though I was very ill because I was anorexic at the time and I was suffering from extreme sunstroke, I think that was the most peace I felt in Greece. I've been to Italy a couple of times and I found it incredibly stressful. So travelling alone in Italy was incredibly stressful. I'm not sure how much of the stress was caused by me being alone, not speaking the language, and by myself both times, and versus being with someone else. But yeah, I've been to Paris, I've been to Rome, and I've been to Crete, and I've been to Amsterdam. And I've been to, when I was a kid, I went away, but I don't remember. I went to America when I was a baby, and I can't remember it at all. So I don't really count those. I don't remember. I was 4. So yeah, I don't remember those areas. But yeah, I've been to those places. And I think Rome was very stressful. Amsterdam was very stressful. And Paris, I was 11 years old, so I was on a school trip. And then Greece. I think it would be Greece. I think Crete. Yes. I'd like to go back. I'd like to see Athens or something. Hello, Imsh from North Carolina. And hello from Alaska. Oh my goodness. Thank you, TZ. So let's take an opportunity to knock Notion for deleting your stuff without you knowing. Thank you. No one believed me. Everyone was like, you must have done something wrong. I was like, why would I make a whole video talking about how much I lost through bloody Notion? I can't trust that thing anymore. I literally lived on Notion. I loved Notion. I had a sponsorship with Notion. I bloody loved them. And to go in and find so much of my stuff in the trash can was horrifying. Like, my partner was there with me. I'm crying, going, and I'm restoring it all. I'm clicking restore, going through all these things. I'm clicking it for ages, sobbing my heart out, going, how much have I lost before here? I can restore all this, but how much have I lost? Like, it was a very dramatic day from my point of view, and my partner's point of view, because I'm crying, sobbing, and no one, I was like, you must have done something wrong. I was like, sod off, or she's lying. I'm like, no, I'm not lying. Why would I lie? Why would I lie about losing so much work? So yeah, and then they were very helpful. Technically, Notion, I reached out to Notion and talked to them, and they were very nice about it. But they were like, can you point out which ones got deleted? I was like, I don't know. I was in a panic clicking restore to everything individually. So I don't know which ones they were now, because I was just going mass restore. So they couldn't help me because I couldn't identify which ones got deleted, because in my panic I didn't take note. I was just restoring everything. So yes, it was very frustrating. My apologies for having a plastic water bottle. I was out the other day. I needed some water, so I'm using it up now. I don't normally have this. Do I feel like the adaptation of Wuthering Heights will be a success? I'm not sure if I'm clever enough to predict the success of a movie before it's come out. I think it's aiming to be like another Saltburn, isn't it? So maybe because she's got a following, the director, that people will come to it and it'll be a financial success. Whether it will be like a cult classic, I don't know. I don't think it'll be as horrific as Cats, the movie, was. And ironically, I know a lot of people who are massive fans of Wuthering Heights who are very excited for the film. There are those people. They're really excited, and they're like literature students, and they're very excited for it. I know a lot of people who are going to see it for, like, you know, hyped for it. So maybe it will be. I'm not sure if it'll become like the next BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, but it may be successful financially. It depends how their marketing... I mean, their marketing's been successful so far. So people may just go to it, and if anyone on social media starts doing some kind of like dressing up for it, like if they do like a thematic dressing up, so people want to go on social media and do the same thing, that's possible. It could be the next Barbie. But how long standing that success is over time, I will not know. It doesn't appeal to me. And I won't be seeing it, I don't think, unless people ask me to do a video reviewing it. And if they want me to do it, I will. But yeah, I'm not sure. It may be a success just due to the outrage it's caused and everyone going to see it. Laz Lohiggins asks, how fast of a reader are you? How many pages can you read in, say, an hour? I'm not a fast reader because I'm very dyslexic. So I probably read like 30 pages an hour. It depends on what I'm reading, to be honest. If I'm reading something that I don't have to pay attention to in terms of like details, I'm just reading it for fun, then if it's non-fiction, particularly if it's like a self-help book, I can probably read 40 pages an hour. If it's something I'm studying, it can be 10 pages an hour. Like, it will vary. You know, I know one of my books, After Sappho, I think it took me 3.5 months to read. Even though it's only 280 pages. And that was the only book I read. And it was because I was just taking really in-depth notes. I didn't want to miss anything. And now I'm doing my second reread of it, and it's faster, but still taking me over a month to read it. So yeah, I vary. People would call me a fundamentally slow reader. Have I seen the Netflix adaptation of Frankenstein? No, I don't have Netflix, so I can't see things like that. Apparently, yeah, a lot of people love it, but I can't see it. I don't think I'll ever be able to see it. I don't have it. Mickey, hello, says, how are you? Thank you. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Thank you for the congratulations. I can't stay long, as you go back to work soon. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry if I just missed you and you've just gone back to work already, but thank you so much. Will I do a plant tour? Veronica asks. I'm not sure if I can do a plant tour. I've got a lot. To be fair, I've actually sort of neglected them quite badly the past couple of weeks. They have not been watered as much as they should do. I had to keep them on their toes, you know? And some of them do die, and I'm like, oh, bugger. Though I am good at recovering. No, I'm good at propagating. I'm good at rescuing a dead plant. Like one of my plants right now is just a stick. And I'm not falling for it, because a couple of years ago it was just a stick. And everyone was like, why have you got a stick in a pot? And I'm like, I keep watering it. And it took a year and it grew a leaf. And then by the end of last year, it had 3 leaves, and now it's back to being a stick again. I was like, well, now you're just a stick that keeps like showing off now and then. Oh, I've popped my thing. I've popped it. It's leaky on me. Ugh. There's tissue here. I go through so many of these things. It's unbelievable. The amount of these I go through because I pop them. I'm not that rough, but I'm constantly playing with them. Can you see it? It's like go on my finger. It won't come off. And now I've got tissue stuck to my finger. Oh, it's all going wrong. So if you see me doing this is why. I'm getting the glue off my fingers. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Do I ever get my books wet? Yes. Do I ever get my books wet from watering my plants? Yes, all the time. I had to throw away a dictionary because I just completely soaked it. I was like, I'm afraid this old dictionary is going in the rubbish. I've made it mouldy. Yes, I do get my books wet. So, in fact, here's a great example of one. This Angela Carter, not sure that's purely from watering plants on it. So yes, as you can see, I damaged my books. I'm not... Everyone, people who don't like fold pages, prime example of that. I did a cleanup of my books for Christmas. My high school library is going to receive quite a sizable donation. That's so nice of you. Congrats, that's so kind of you. Hello, Willie. Hello, Chinzia. Do you actually work as a librarian? No, I'm a YouTuber. That's my full-time job. I'm not a librarian at all. The library I'm referring to is this library itself. In my, have I ever acted in a Shakespeare play? Yes, that's how I got into Shakespeare. So my first play, it was a school play of Macbeth, and I was Macbeth, and I was 10 years old. And then my first stage performance was Twelfth Night when I was 14 years old, and that was for the BBC. And then I've done a stage production again for the BBC the year after of A Winter's Tale. And then I got into professional acting. But my next professional Shakespeare play was in 2018 when I did the Edinburgh Fringe, and I was Olivia in Twelfth Night. So yeah, I've acted. I did Hamlet as well when I was working. So I used to be, my claim to fame, quote unquote, is I was part of a theatre group called ITV's Television Workshop. So I was selected, and there was very few of us that got selected. I think they picked 3 people a year to join this, and you got trained for television acting. So I did a few shows with them for a year. I was in lots of theatre. I was in the old rep drama school, the new rep drama school. I was in a musical theatre dancer and in musical theatre stage productions. And the ITV Television Workshop, I worked with many people, and a couple of them became famous, and the most famous person that I used to work with in that group was Felicity Jones, who starred in The Theory of Everything, alongside Eddie Redmayne, and also Rogue One. And she and I were selected for the same acting, so we were both trained in this like professional television acting school. So yes, even though I was told to give up my professional acting dream because I'd end up working in Starbucks by my mother, I ended up working in Starbucks anyway. And then my classmate became famous and attended the Oscars, and so I was like, I was close. There we go. Hello from Tennessee. Hello, Tennessee. I studied math in college and grad school, but I have always loved literature and enjoy seeing your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You're far cleverer than I am. I need to do more Dante. I know Dante's on my list. I need to catch up with my Dante series. I will. I promise. Oh goodness, Thomas said I spend 11 hours a day online. I didn't realise it was that chronic until I did the math. Thomas, I'm probably exactly there with you because I work online. I'm always online. Like, I'm working my full day of work online. I spend probably 11 hours just doing work stuff online. So yeah, I probably easily exceed you. The amount of time I spend online is horrific. So I'm trying to go back to being more analog in the future in terms of even my video script writing and things like that, because it's not doing my brain any justice, and I could probably do better work if I got out of it. Focus Friend. Thank you. Someone finally told me what the actual app was called. It's Focus Friend. I named my Battlestar. I named my bean Aristotle, Mick. You've got Battlestar, I've got Aristotle. What content do I watch on YouTube, any Rex? Not like, I don't watch very serious things. I literally listen to like podcasts in the background. So I let it autoplay if I'm listening. And to be honest, I'm not really listening either. So I don't really watch much on YouTube, if I'm being completely honest. It tends to be like Gabby Smulders, so like gaming. So Gabby Smulders games. I love watching her play. And Julian Solomita, who's Jenna Marbles' husband. I tend to just like let background play. I don't sit there and intentionally watch YouTube. It's just sound like I kind of like those people's voices in the background and play it. So it's not really, I don't know, I should watch more history videos because I do love, you know, Dig It With Raven. I do love Flint Dibble, archaeology. So I love listening to them. I'm just terrible for like actually intentionally watching a YouTube video. Like there's so many people who like Hank Green I love. I watched a few unsolicited advice videos as well. I used to listen to The School of Life a lot, but honestly I've sort of moved away from serious videos, I think, because I just couldn't get the capacity. I was like, I should be watching only serious content, but I want to only use it for fun. So it's just like more lighthearted, mindless stuff in the background as I'm just doing things around the house than actually sitting there and listening and learning something. I haven't had the brain span to actually watch serious content, you know, intentionally. There's lots of cool YouTubers out there, and I'm honestly doing brain rot in the background because I think it's my job as YouTube, and everything feels so serious that I don't have the energy to consume serious content afterwards. I just want to listen to someone play a video game in the background. And that's it. Scroll down. Why would it scroll down? Scroll down. Fran Trek said, love your content. Thank you so much. I haven't, so Elaine asked if I'd done a video on Dante. I haven't. I've just been doing Dante's Inferno. I haven't actually done a video on Dante, but I have done a few of his Cycles of Hell. I think I've only done 3 of them, haven't I? I've done 4 videos, but only 3 Cycles of Hell. But I suppose the first video sort of covers a lot of Dante's history, and then I go into each Cycle of Hell. I've just seen the recommendation to stick to Shaun the Sheep because I'm scared of Wallace and Gromit. Yes, I like Chicken Run. And I've seen Down the Drain, and I liked that too. So I don't mind the animal ones. I just think Wallace scares the crap out of me. Someone had a similar dream about E.T. trying to steal my bone marrow. See, okay, we're not the only ones that get scared by weird 90s creatures trying to kill us. Oh, what's this? Best thing you can do when reading books on the PC is to get a software such as Aquiline Reader. It modifies the screen to make it much easier to read and can even change the layout and more blog posts. So I have a few. I have Claro Read on my computer, and Claro Read I got as part of my dyslexia. Oh god, I have to update everything. Oh my god, update it all. So yes. I have like a ruler. It changes my screen as well into different colours, so I can read it better on screen. But honestly, I think I'm so sick of reading on screen. And it also dictates to me as well if I want to listen to it. But sometimes, like, if I'm writing notes, they go too fast. I'm like, stop, and then if I stop, it restarts. I'm like, oh, you're so irritating. Kobo says you could. Someone said. You can sit back and. See, as you heard, it started talking to me. I did Claro. I accidentally opened it up. Go away, Claro. Stop. So We Live by the Sea says your Kobo can let you flick back and forth and highlight your notes. I suppose I just don't like. I think I love a book. I think I love bending this, and also I've got enough. No one should be encouraging me to have a digital one where I can put more books on it. Like, I think we're all here. Hello, greetings from Ukraine. Love hearing you online. You're vocalizing so lovely. Thank you so much. Sending love to Ukraine so much right now. Everyone has my love. So many countries have my love. I'm just sending it all out there. The news has been horrifying. Sending love to Ukraine, Venezuela, Palestine. Like, oh my god. It's just like, God. I was like, we have such a shitty government. The world's just full of shitty governments. I hate them all. Don't get me started. We're not getting political today. But I'm so angry. Because I can get really angry. Oh, Chad says, unpopular opinion, the most comfortable reading position happens for me when I'm reading PDFs on my 4K screen. Wow. I never even thought about that. To be fair, my partner used to be an e-read, so he has a Kindle, but obviously we're anti-Amazon here, so particularly when the Kindle stuff all happened last year, he was like, nope. So he's going into physical books. Thankfully, most books he wants to read I already own, so he doesn't have to buy much, but he is a sci-fi fantasy reader, so there's some that I don't. Oscar says about to dive into the Divine Comedy by Dante, and I'm intimidated by it. What would you say recommended to do beforehand to prepare to engage in this classic? You can watch my first video on it. Maybe that will help you. If you watch the first video on it, that may help you, and you may feel confident into going into it. I think it's called This Is Hell, Dante's Divine Comedy, and it's just an introduction to the historical background of the text that may help you. But read it. The translation I've got is incredibly easy to read. Who translated it? I can't see. The translator's not on it. I've got the Oxford World Classics edition of Dante's Divine Comedy. And it's actually incredibly simple prose. So don't be intimidated. It's very simple to read, but I think the historical background adds more weight to it. Frank said, I love when you debunked your own Dracula video. What made you do it? Any other videos of yours that you like to fact check? I think what made me do it was the first one, I was getting really excited by my info. So I'm excited reading about it, Vlad the Impaler. I just thought it was fun. And then it was when I got to a point in the video, and I've already written most of the script, and I was like, I think I'm not getting this correctly. I was like, 'cause I was trying to work out the reality of impaling that many bodies. And then I was like, so I'd already written the first script, I hadn't filmed it yet. And I started fact-checking my own stuff. And I was like, actually, I'm reading really shit sources. And I can't remember, I've cited it. So I've cited all my references in the thing. And I came across someone else's work that I've then cited in the second video. And I was like, you know what? It's a chap's paper. It's a chap's paper on it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do 2 videos. I'm going to do the sexy, exciting one, but then I'm going to debunk my own video. Purely because I was tricked when I was reading everything. I got really excited because the history is really cool. Like, it was like, this sounds really cool, I'm really exciting. So I'd written the first one and I wrote the second one. And then I filmed both consecutively. So they both were written when I filmed it. But I'm not sure if there'd be any others that I'd fact check. I think that was the first time I'd ever thought I was actually quite bad with my research the first time round, so I wanted to immediately correct myself, but I wrote both before I filmed both. I just got excited by all this kind of sexy history, and I realised that I was doing a disservice to my audience by just having one video for it. But the other ones I think I did well. I think I just got attracted by this cool gory history. And then afterwards I went, actually, it just makes sense, and I think this is actually... But I won't ever touch anything like that again, because I try to do things phonetically, and I mispronounce a lot of words, and I really upset people, and I was like, you know what, I won't ever touch anything that I can't pronounce perfectly. Even though I can't pronounce many things perfectly, I felt really, really bad how incorrect I pronounced things, and I just felt so guilty afterwards. I had it all in brackets, my phonetics, but sometimes I don't know how when you break down something phonetically but then you can't remember how you wrote it down, and even when you say it, it's incorrect suddenly. Yeah, basically that was it. I'm very embarrassed by those videos because of how much I mispronounced. I got a lot of angry emails from scholars. Oh no, the stream broke down. Let's get it back. Let's try again. Cancel. There we go. My stream crashed. I'm not sure if it's crashed for anyone else. So my apologies. I should be immediately back. There was a moment. I'm catching up with where I was. Hi from Scythia. Hello. You know, I haven't seen Akira Kurosawa's Shakespeare productions. I haven't seen any of them, so I have no opinions on them, I'm afraid. Oh, Addicto says, Adicato says, I've been listening in the background. Just want to say thank you for all your effort. Thank you so much. I just saw Jeremiah's response, me hating Romeo and Juliet. We know a lot of people really hate. Everyone's like, you don't like Romeo and Juliet? I was like, no, I hate it. I think the whole play would have been better if it was just about Tybalt, because Tybalt's the best character and everyone else is a wet blank. It should have just been Tybalt, the friar, and the nun, or the nurse, or whatever her name is, I can't remember now. Jumping at the end, King Lear. King Lear actually would be a good beginner's play for histories. Do I like pantomimes? I did when I was a kid. I haven't been to one as an adult, but as a kid, I loved a pantomime. They were so fun. Sir Val, thank you. Hello, dear Lady of the Library. Thank you for your videos, especially like the points about information hoarding and FOMO. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for popping in. So I've got a really itchy nose. I think I've got a dog hair on my nose. If you keep me doing that, I'm so sorry. Do you think fantasy will decline in 2026 and horror thriller will overtake the genre fiction market? Oh, I don't know. The fantasy kick, particularly romantasy, I don't think is going to die anytime soon. I think romantasy is going to stay strong for the next year. Just too much. There's just too much romantasy. I love some more horror, but I don't think it's going to overtake fantasy. I think there's too much. Yeah, I think they've seen a bit like how all the classical reception books are still going to this day. They're dying out now. There was a good 6 years when it was just retellings of like Medusa and Athena and all this jazz. And I think fantasy's having that sway. I can genuinely see romantasy being a big, strong trend for at least like 5 years until something else becomes viral. So I can't see it happening. I just seen Chris say Richard II is my favourite history play. Mine's Henry IV Part 1. I love it. And I love Richard II and then Richard III. They're my 3 favourite history plays. Do I have any resolutions for 2026? Obviously I'm doing no buy again. Honestly, I think a lot of my resolutions are about reframing how I work. And because obviously I'm going back into studying again, so I'm going back to university, and that's really scary for me, because I'm not better. I think I have to prioritise my university work over my YouTube work, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to be working less, as it were, but I think I'm just going to accept that a lot of the content I produce will not be algorithmically friendly, and maybe focus a lot on, like, say, ancient texts, because it will complement my research. I think I was stretching myself far too thin over too many topics to try and become algorithmically friendly at the detriment to my PhD, and I would like to finish my PhD. I would like to actually have it done. So I think I'd rather stick to like ancient texts and things like that, rather than vary out of the history realm. And whilst that may not be algorithmically friendly, I hope people don't mind if I become more classical text and literature, like literary focused in the future, rather than like generic history or like Atlantis stuff. I think I'll be focusing more entirely on talking about ancient texts and classical texts, and hopefully some philosophy. I like to do some philosophy, but I may not be able to as well. I need to really prioritise my research, because I prioritised staying financially afloat over my PhD, and I have to try and forgive myself for letting myself down so much, because I do feel really disappointed in myself during that. I fell behind my PhD quite badly and made myself really ill, but hopefully I think I just need to really prioritise researching and reading in the new year. How do I feel about the Terry Pratchett books? I haven't read them. I just started like last week The Colour of Magic, because I want to actually read the Terry Pratchett books, but I got distracted and very sad. So I haven't carried on with it. I'm literally, I think, only like 30 pages in, and I put it down and I got a little bit like sad about things. December's always a hard month, isn't it? I think I'm really scared of going back to my degree, so I think everything in my head's a little bit jumbled right now. So I'd like to like the Terry Pratchett books. I have hope, because from what I read of The Colour of Magic, it was wholesome. It took me a little bit to get into it. Like I was like, okay, because I don't see things when I'm reading, so I was like, okay, and then I kind of got the sense of humour, and I was like, okay, I think I can get into this, and I really hope that I become a fan, because my goal, like, this seems like everything I would like in a fantasy book. I just need to let my brain relax enough to accept having fun. I don't think my brain really lets me do that, so I've had to like get into it. Sorry, John, I missed your comment. You said if I love horror games, you would love Vampire the Masquerade. I haven't heard of that before. Thank you. I'll write it down. Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade. The Masquerade. Thank you. Oh, thank you, John. I saw your another comment going, I hope your 26 is filled with wonder and joy. Thank you. That's very kind. I hope yours is too. I hope all of ours is too. Paige in the stage said The Last of Us Part 1 changed my brain chemistry. Oh, The Last of Us Part 2 devastated me. I literally sat there at the end of that game in complete silence and genuinely went, I wish I had a therapist right now. Like, I felt like I needed a therapist with me for that entire that was brutal. That was so traumatic. I was like, what is that? Oh, Chris says cozy games are the best. I've started to collect them. Do I like Stardew Valley? I've never played it. I heard I would like it because I like Harvest Moon. I'm not a fan of the... What's the animal one? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Animal Crossing. But I've heard Stardew Valley is close to Harvest Moon, and I think I will like it. Did I ever play the Suffering games on Xbox? I never had an Xbox, so no, I did not. It's facets of crime and its consequences manifested in... That sounds cool. No, I don't have an Xbox, so I can't... Damn it, the Suffering. I wonder if it's on PS, because that sounds very cool. Oh, thank you, John. I found your way very endearing and fascinating. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Peace and prosper. Do I know any other languages? I don't. I mean, I say this, I don't. I can read Latin. I did Latin at university. I did beginners, intermediate and advanced Latin at university. Obviously, that was a decade ago. I can still read some Latin. I'm just not as good as I was a decade ago when I was doing it every day for university. Similarly, I can read some French. And I'm good at reading French, but if someone is speaking to me in French, I panic because I can't hear it as well, and I panic. So don't ask me to speak French, because I have to work out the sentence structure in my head, and I just can't speak fluently in French. But I can read it, which is a bit weird. I can break it down much easier if it's written down in front of me and I can take my time. So I don't say I know any of the languages, because I'm not fluent in any and I can't transfer my skills. Like, you know, I can read Latin and I can read French. That's basically it. But I can't speak French. I couldn't have a conversation in French probably. I really misunderstand what people say. I can speak French, but I also can't. I couldn't have a conversation. I can say the sentence that I need to say, and then someone says something like that to me, I go, uh-oh. So I always say that I don't know any other languages. But I have done a lot of work in both those languages, but I'm just a bit stupid. And I'm not very good with languages, hence why I say I can't. Oh, Jeremiah said, I didn't know you watched anime. So I haven't watched anime in a long time. When I was a teenager, I did. I used to run a webcomic series when I was a kid. So I ran a webcomic series from the age of like 10 till around like 17. I was very much into graphics. So I used to draw my own weekly anime thing, which is very embarrassing. So I used to be really into manga. And I think I was very much into girly anime. But I loved Trigun. I loved like Sailor Moon. I loved Cardcaptor Sakura. I loved Ouran High School Host Club. I loved Fruits Basket. Obsessed with Fruits Basket. God, Rayearth. I loved. I watched some Read or Die, the TV, but I didn't watch the whole of it. I read a lot of Chobits. I didn't see much of the anime itself. I used to read a lot of manga, so I had more manga than anything else. What was the other one that I used to love? Azumanga Daioh. Just my sense of humour. So yeah, it was like kind of really random things. I was never a real massive loyalist to anything. I didn't read, like, I didn't watch the classics that people say, oh, you must have watched, what's it called, Evangelion. I never really got into those things. I just kind of liked funny, silly, distracting manga or anime. So yeah. Passion asks, Chinsey, were you ever a Harry Potter fan? I used to be, but since J.K. Rowling turned out to be a bit psycho, I was supporting her. Same. I was a massive Harry Potter fan. So I read the first book when it came out, and the second book. And I used to get given lots of Harry Potter stuff because before the films, I was known as the girl who liked this Harry Potter series books. So my teachers used to get me things like posters and stuff that they saw in the magazine. And then the Harry Potter film came out, the first one, and it was my 10th birthday. It came out, the preview, and I got to go see the preview on my birthday with my little classmates. And there was only the 7 of us in the cinema, and that was it. The cinema was empty for the first Harry Potter film. I used to have a Harry Potter bedroom before the films came out, so I painted it Lupin blue, and I used to have all these stickers on it. So yeah, oh sorry, my computer's telling me that I have, oh crap. Let me just make sure that doesn't go down. No, there we go. It's telling me I've got too many thingies open. Let me close some of these whilst I'm talking to you all. Yes, I was a massive Harry Potter fan. But to be honest, I kind of fell out of love with it as a teenager. I didn't like the later books. Anything, go away. I hate Outlook. Why does Outlook bother me? It never closes down. It just likes to torture me and goes like, oh, you need to log in. I'm like, I want to close you down. Why you ask me to log in? I don't want to log in. So yeah, I'm kind of very similar to you in that I'm not a fan anymore. But thankfully, because I grew out of it more naturally, it wasn't a massive blow to my heart when I started seeing her rather suspicious likes on Twitter in 2018. And I was like, okay. And a lot of people were like really devastated and felt like they lost their whole identity. But I was like, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Like, I'm good. I have, I still have like some wands. I have some wands. Oh, interesting. So I just saw Shay recommend that I Demons by Dostoevsky. I think I may actually have that. Demons, Dostoevsky. I think I do. I think I was just given that for my birthday. I always look at the cover online to see if I have read it. Okay, maybe I should read something like not their major work first and foremost. Oh, if I love Hess, I will love Dostoevsky. Okay, everyone's telling me. How do you deal with more dated opinions in classics? I try to read them, but I think old-fashioned bigotry does get to me. I think, there's somewhere it's like really, really bad. I'm looking at you, Conrad. Joseph Conrad, I feel like it's like, oh. You can't ignore like the anti-Semitism. You can't ignore the racism. At least most people are dead. Most of these authors are dead, so it's not like you're supporting them by reading them in any shape or form. I don't think there's anything. If you were to look at most works, there's always some kind of bigotry. Orwell was homophobic. Shakespeare was also racist. There's impossible standard. Like we can never ignore these blatant things that are part of society, sadly. Some of them are like really quite foul, and some are very overt, and then some are more like oh no, really. I think I'm not here to I can't condemn the dead. Like they're gone. What I do is just like, that's a shame that exists in the text, but at least with the classics, I don't know, I can't even say, like, a lot of them, yeah. I don't think there is a way to get around it. Just like there's no forgiving it, and there's also no like, as long, to be fair, that's all part of critical reading at the end of the day. Like, if you were to read this not as like a consumer, but as someone who's critical, you go, okay, this is, if I were to read this critically, this is what I would write about this. I would write about this changing and how we've evolved from here, and just thank God we've evolved from those opinions, most of us. Actually not, is it most of us? Really? It's getting harder and harder to believe that. But if you were to analyse it, another great way to get about this is to read those people who responded to it, academics in that field, like black academics or gay academics, Asian academics, whatever they, or Jewish academics, whatever they are, who responded to those texts. A great way of doing that is to read those people's responses to that text and those elements of a text. And that's a great way to actually get more out of a text, by reading critical responses by people who were subjected to that language in, those opinions are pointed to. And then there's value in that. There's value because it opened an avenue where we can learn from the people who are actually subjected to this. So there's always opportunity for critical reading, and reading, marginalized responses, whether that's sexism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, anything like that, to a text, actually makes it really cool, because you find some really cool academics who are doing awesome work that way. Whether that's a formal academic or, online blogger, like, they have so many valuable opinions to say, and that's how I would respond to those parts of text that are, John asks, I love horror games. Which squishy things do you like? I have a few, but I get dust and cat fur stuck on them. I love these ones. So these are called Needoh, Needoh, and I love them. My partner got me a Needoh advent calendar for Christmas, and it was bloody amazing. I got all these little squishies, one a day, and this is my little reindeer one, and I got so many. I got a teeny tiny cube, which I can't find now. It should be on this desk somewhere, but it's nowhere. I'm terrible. There's squishies all over the house, but every day was a new squishy, and it was just incredible. I loved it. I've got, like, let's see. They gave me finger puppets, which I, like, play with the dogs with, and they gave me, like, this thing, and this, like, has a sucker on it, and I just flick it. So if you see, I have so many squishies, unbelievable. And I have this thing, which I bought from a Christmas market, and it's also a squishy. This is staying out past Christmas. I don't care if it's a reindeer, it's staying all the time. It's so cute. So yeah, I have so many squishy wishies everywhere. So Needoh is my favourite brand. They do eventually, obviously, like this one, it's popped. Sadly, I do try and super glue it. I've done that with a couple of them, super glued them closed, but then they pop again. I'm like, okay, we'll accept defeat. I'm going to super glue that one though. So if you ever see me, like, messing around in a video, it's because I've got one of these in my lap. It keeps me so much more grounded. I'm such a fidget person. But Needoh's not that bad. Like, I have 3 dogs. And that's what it looks like. So these are not bad at all. And then same with this one. So there's no fur on it really. So I think Needoh is really great. John Darwin, thank you so much. I need more of you. That's very kind of you. Thank you, John. I'll upload more in the new year, I promise. Ooh, Gracie asked about the Roman Empire and get into it. Any book recommendations for it? Ooh, I'm afraid I haven't thought about this for a while. Would you mind if I try and do a video on that instead, Gracie? I'd rather give more detail, like books on the Roman Empire for beginners. There we go, books, Roman Empire. Beginners. There we go. I'll give you more in depth with that to get any, or even documentaries as well. I'll pop them in there. Terry said, I discovered the classics at uni. They should be studied more widely. My work has nothing to do with classics. They help me immensely. Amazing. Next week I start my new degree to become a librarian. Amazing. Good luck with your new degree. Death Note. I forgot about that. Anime. Elaine tried to get into Death of Ivan Ilyich. I think I read that one. I think I can get into it either. Let me see, am I right? Death of Ivan. I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. I didn't get into it either. I was just seeing it on my Goodreads. I was like, yeah, no, I did the same. I can get into that either. I was so not impressed with it. I didn't understand. It's weirdly, he is such a horrible character. But then I think I put in my Goodreads review, is it a bad translation that I got? Because I really hated it. I gave it 3 stars. I wasn't a fan of it either. I literally read that. I thought I read that this year. That was January 2023 I read it. Bloody hell. I thought I read that this year. Or last year, sorry. That's wild. I'd love to see you live. Thank you, Gemma Davis. I'm so much enjoying your videos. Thank you. Daughter and I reading Percy Jackson. I never read Percy Jackson. I think I was too old when those really came out. A lot of people I know are doing like PhDs in Percy Jackson now. They're like analysing it. But I never read or watched any of them. Oh, thank you. Eight me. Thank you for watched your work. I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Who's my favourite Greek god? Like they turn randomly in a book and you get excited. I mean, I'm wearing a necklace of Athena. I think it's basic bitch, but I do love Athena. She is my favourite. If I were to get excited in a book that they popped up, I mean, wouldn't it be Hades in the non-sexy ones? Like, you know, Hades is such a cool character in Hercules, you know. I wish that there needs to be more Hades books that are not about him being a sexy guy who dates a young lady, and that's meant to be okay. So yeah, opinions on Saltburn. I have not seen it. I haven't seen Saltburn. I don't watch many new films. I'm not going to lie. And similar Passion Potato asks, have I seen Promising Young Woman? No. So I'm really bad at movies. It takes a lot for me to actually see a new movie. I'll let you do a video on Wuthering Heights. I have to do it one, won't I? I have to go see it. Oh my god. Should I have to go and watch the Wuthering Heights film? Oh, I'm terrified. I already feel awkward when I see kissing scenes in a book, let alone a film when it's all like erotic. I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm like looking on my children. Like, you know, you know that feeling. I can imagine the feeling if you walked in on your children and they're having a moment with like with their partner. You're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to see that. That's how I feel with book characters. I'm like, oh, we were having such a nice relationship. I didn't need to see that side of you at all. like I'm very happy for you, but I just didn't want to know. I didn't want to see it. Thanks. Yeah. Chris says, sorry to hear you were stressed by Rome. I've been to Paris as a school trip and that was frustrating for me. I couldn't go anywhere I wanted. Same. When I went to Paris, I wanted to go to the Louvre. Okay, how do I say it? Because I've always said the Louvre. And then when I said it to a French man, he went, what? And I showed him a picture of it and he went, oh, and I was like, what did I say? I thought it was like, Louvre? Louvre? And he was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh. So I don't know how to say the Louvre or the Louvre. But I wanted to go there. And I convinced my teacher to take us there. She's like, fine, we'll go there. And then they were filming the Da Vinci Code the day we were there in the Louvre. So it was closed. And I was like, oh, that's dating me, isn't it? Hello from San Francisco. My partner was just in San Francisco. Thank you, Flying Tiles Academy. Hello back. Soda! Sorry, I was reading the... Lewis, as a very rough book owner, I feel this is quite validating. Oh, I'm such a rough book owner. The only ones I try to keep safe are like my nice ones, like my cloth bounds. Even then, haven't done a good job of that. My Pride and Prejudice is covered with pink here. And it's because I dropped it in my dinner and I was eating beetroot. So it's stained with beetroot at the bottom of it. It looks awful. But I'm not going to get another one. Because I already own it. Can you show us all your journal book, please? It's not very exciting. I can't show you my journal. It's in the other room, I'm afraid. But it's just a basic bullet journal. So it's nothing special. It's just like one of these, like... It's literally like... So this is just my notebook for work. So this is where I write. As you can see, it's got this thing on it. It's just like notes for work for YouTube videos. And it's just like very basic. Nothing exciting. Nothing pretty. Just tiny. That's it. Nothing exciting. So I just write down notes as I go along, and my journal's the same. There's no pretty pictures. I used to try and do that. I used to try and like decorate them, and honestly I just forgot. I was like, oh, I want to make it aesthetically pretty, and I was like, oh, I just forget to do it. Sometimes now and then I go, oh, here's a funny little sticker, stick, and that's it. Like I don't make it aesthetic. I just like stick a silly sticker in it. So yeah, as you can see, the only sticker really is the minimalistic mushroom on the front, and that's it. Nothing exciting, no pretty colours, no pretty notes. I like to keep it simple. Same with all my PhD writing as well. In fact, it can get messy with my PhD writing. That's why I always upload them onto digital, because it's chaos. I have lots of scribbles everywhere. Houdini built a reputation on debunking mystics, but at the end of the day, have you looked into African writers like Achebe and Soyinka? I haven't read Achebe in a long time. I had to do Achebe for my 6th form, I believed. Is that the Purple Hibiscus? Am I correct? The Purple Hibiscus? Is that by them? Yes! Oh no, it's Adichie. Achebe? No. Achebe. Chumana Achebe. Oh, of course, Things Fall Apart. Yes. I did that at university, but no, I haven't fully, I'm afraid, because that was a 3rd year module. I'm afraid I haven't done much. I should really look into that more, because I haven't. I think the most I've done is Ben Okri. But that's, yeah, I haven't. I should really do so. Soyinka. No, I don't think I know any of their work. Let me look into it. Soyinka. Wole Soyinka. Playwright. Ooh, The Trials of Brother Jero. The man died. I will look into that. Thank you. Sorry, just going to write it down before I forget. I used to try and keep tabs. And I lost the tabs most of the time. Stop, no. Nick Rose said, I love Wallace and Gromit. My ex brought me that very same alarm clock. My generation's nightmare fuel was the singing ringing tree. Oh god. Thank you for the congratulations as well. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so far behind your comments. I just wanted to get to everyone. I'm so sorry. Each chapter of War and Peace is only about 15 minutes long. Stop, really? We finished by Christmas and that's no harder than Dickens. Oh, I quite like that. I didn't realise they had chapters. I suppose it was serialised, so that makes sense. We live by the sea. Oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry you left. I didn't say goodbye to you in time. Hello, Eric Taylor. It's surprising how many cool stories from histories have turned out to be propaganda or myths. Don't get me started. Oh, Pack. Thank you so much saying you deserve it to love his channel. Thank you. Gabriella says, I really love your videos. Thank you so much. I was wondering how you balance making your videos and making videos that get you views, given that your videos full time. I know, I don't. The answer is I don't balance it. My whole life is stressed by YouTube and not getting it right. I'm just basically always getting it wrong. I'm just like, I can't predict the algorithm. I don't know what my audience want. I'm not very good at that. And knowing what people want, and then I think I get it right, and then I don't get it right, and then things I don't expect to do well. I'm like, you know what? It's absolutely impossible to know what people want and what will do well, because it's impossible. I think I just have to work on maybe just caring less and producing more, kind of thing. Like, not caring less in terms of like putting less effort in, but almost like not overthinking it. This is what I've decided, go for it, write it down, go, put it out, next one. Like, it's almost like I just need to move on rather than like overthinking it and over-analysing it, and, you know, like, oh, what did I do wrong this time? What did they like this time? Like, it takes so much time of my life. Gracie asked my opinions on romantasy. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. Do you think, does it make horror romances, horances, or remorals? I think it wrote horances. It's not my cup of tea, a romantasy. Yeah, not really. I tend to avoid romance in general in books, let alone romantasy. As hence my feelings about bloody Romeo and Juliet. I tend to avoid romance in general. Oh, thank you, Andrea. You said I don't mind classical or ancient literature. Your notes needed. Thank you. Yes, please, more classics and ancient texts. Your channel has made the content on it. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's interesting. Pax said the best book I read this year was Fairy Tale by Stephen King. You know what? I didn't like it. I read it when it came out, and I liked the beginning part with him and the dog, and then I didn't like when it became a fantasy book. That's why I didn't like it. I liked everything before that moment. Which then goes to show me that maybe I'm just not a fantasy person, really. Oh, Talia wrote for Horrence. I like that, Horrence. Thank you, Shalika, for the congratulations. Most people don't recommend starting with The Colour Magic Rider. I think I want to read them in order, the Terry Pratchett. I want to read them in order. I know people say it's not his best work, but I want to read them in order. Let me see. Okay, it also says the first two Discworld books are a bit episodic, but they set the scene for everything that comes later. That's what I was thinking. I heard that in these, I want to read it in order, even though I know it isn't. Pluribus is the only Latin Jimmy cares to know. Good evening, Jean. Hello from the Czech Republic. Hello. Thank you so much for watching. And Phoebe, if you want to get into Pratchett, start with Guards of Guards. Ooh, okay. And the Weird Sisters. See, I read the first Weird Witches Abroad many years ago, and I didn't get it. And my cousin said Witches Abroad was her favourite, and I read it and I was like, I don't really get it. And I feel like I have to be in the whole thing in order, otherwise it just makes no sense to me. I feel like I was missing a lot of like in-jokes or vibes. Because Witches Abroad should have appealed to me, it just didn't. So, I have got Guards. Oh, hello. So Kate just joined. I wanted to talk about this, but I wanted to say I'm hoping you and your partner will do a review of your No Buy. We are. We're going to do it because we failed. So we're doing it again this year because we failed. Because moving in together cost us money, so we failed the No Buy. But we will do a whole video on that. You'd enjoy Ancient Magnus's Bride and The Apothecary Diary. Also grew up loving Sailor Moon. Oh, okay, Apothecary's Diary. Oh, there we go. Let's pop that down. So, Cameron Diary. Thank you for the recommendation. I can hear doggy footsteps. Hello, Ithaca! Hello, Atticus! Two beans have entered the scene, but not the littlest bean, just the biggest beans. Hello, darlings. Have you come from just outside for peepees and poopies? Did I take you down? Well done. Hello. I'm still alive.
Nice.
Can
I say hello?
Yeah, you can say hello. Hello, where's Sappho?
She's just on the chair in there asleep.
Ah, there she is.
No.
Barking like, I'm stuck!
Come on, guys.
I'm stuck! Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, you taking them from teas now?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So and he's doing his D&D session, but he's having a break halfway through, so he's taking them down for peepees. Where was I? Where was I? Sorry. Makes more sense. Context. Have I ever played the Hades video game? I have not. I have it though. I bought it for like $2.99 on sale. He's got one of them. I always call it the DS. It's not a DS. I always call it the DS. He's like, it's not a DS. I'm like, it's the Game Boy DS. It's not. I can't remember what it's called. I got it like $2.99 and I still haven't got around to it. Hello, Marcus Veggies. Good evening. Oh, really? I just saw you didn't miss anything by skipping Evangelion. Okay, thank you for validating me. I didn't feel like it was my kind of cup of tea. No, Kevin smashed his phone. I hope you can get it fixed. Hello, Louis. Thank you so much for the £8.99. Any much science fiction in your reading? Not much. Jake, my partner, loves science fiction. He's been reading the Expanse series, and he read it all in 1 year, and he loves it. And then I've only read Becky Chambers' A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I read the first one by a very heavy sci-fi writer, and I think it put me off. What the hell's his name? I can see it in my head. It's Time. Is it Time? I think it's called Time. Book. Time by... No, not Stephen Hawking. Oh God, what's it called? Baxter. Stephen Baxter. Is it Time by Stephen Baxter? Is that what I... Is it Time? Stephen Baxter. I tried to read that, and yeah, it was Time. And I was so confused. I was so confused. I was like, it's so deep, it's so heavy, and I'm so confused. I liked A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. And then, have I read anything else, really? There's not much sci-fi at all. No, not at all. I don't think there is. I genuinely can't think of any. I remember just reading Time by Stephen Baxter and going, oh my God. I don't understand what's happening. But Jake is his favourite genre. So he reads a lot of sci-fi. I know I've been told I should try and read The Three Body Problem. How capable I am of that, I've got no idea. Oh no, have we got someone being sincerely homophobic in the chat? We're not having that. We're not having that. Any sincere homophobia is not welcome here. No one is disgraceful except for our politicians. Anyone who wishes harm on another human being is the only disgraceful person. Anyone who enacts such things is disgraceful. Thoughts on the Goodreads Book Awards, if you saw them. They've never been books that I've been interested in. Like, honestly, anything on Goodreads, I was moving the mic, anything on Goodreads that's like trendy or something like that, I'm not interested in it. It just seems to be things that trend on social media, isn't it? I never look. I never read anything that's probably trending on social media. I don't think I've read any books that come out in the same year that they came out in, and I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm like, yeah, that came out 10 years ago. I'm like, it's great. I love it. I'm really far behind on trending books, as it were. I think there's been a couple of times I've been tempted by a new fiction, but I fell for it. That bloody, what's it called? Babel. I hated it. I'm not reading new releases, and if I do read a new release, it tends to be something that's completely off the radar a little bit. So yeah. I was like, hello, Lord of the Ring. Good to see, Lady of the Library. Sorry, I just read LOTL as Lord of the Rings, because I'm so used to it. You know it's Lady of the Library. Still waiting for you to do... I know, everyone's like, Dante's Hell. We will do it. I'm going to power through the Dante's series. Oh, Gracie said, please do a video on the Roman Empire. I will scream. Okay, Gracie. I just saw, like, don't recommend modern anime to her. She needs 70s shoujo manga. Oh, don't. So, does anyone remember? So, TZ says, does anyone remember the meme from 2 years ago about thinking about the Roman Empire every day? So, I sort of missed this, but I heard about it. You know, when you hear about other people talk about it, but you never saw it on social media yourself. And my supervisor mentioned it to me, and apparently she asked her husband, she went, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And he replied, every time I look at you. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't think about the Roman Empire a lot, but apparently chaps do. Apparently it's a common thing that chaps do. I don't. It's not my thing. It's funny though, isn't it? Sorry, I'm yawning. Sorry, I'm so far behind. Oh, I don't think I am, actually. Hey. Please read The Ancient Magnus's Bride. I think you'll love what your thoughts are. Okay, I've got that written down, so it's there. Are you a good plant keeper? How good of a plant keeper are you? I'm pretty darn good. I mean, I've been a bit neglectful the past couple of years. Not a couple of years, sorry, a couple of weeks. But no, most of my plants live. Most of my plants live. There was one that really died last year. She was this beautiful pothos plant, and she was so long. And then when we moved house, something went wrong. Even though she had the same amount of lighting, I put in the same kind of conditions, she just become a little tiny like dribbly weed. And there was like 2 leaves on her, and she was just like this foot of like long stem of nothing. And I chopped her up into little pieces, and I propagated her, and now she's 2 little plants that are thriving. And every time someone comes into my flat, like people who have seen that plant dying, and they came back and they went, "That's that plant." I'm like, and they're like, "You're really good at this." I tend to be able to propagate pretty well, make new plants, and I can save a dying plant. I'm pretty good. I don't know the technicalities of what I'm doing, but I think I'm ready to risk it. And just chop. Basically, you chop and stick. You chop and stick. You chop and stick. You figure out if one's better at propagating in water and one's propagating in soil. I'm pretty damn good. Like most people, most of my plants don't die. Like even my banana tree plant, the main bit died, but he started rooting from the bottom, and I was like, okay, we've got a new plant on the way, so it's absolutely fine. So she's gone from this height to this height, but she's new, she's a baby. My new dog Sappho likes chewing the leaves though, and we've had a bit of a conversation with her. I'm like, can you not chew my leaves? Like, these are my babies, these are also my plants. So I do have a lot. I think I've got around like 30 plants or so, and one has died last year. And even then, I propagated her again, so I'm pretty good. Sorry, I always make noise to myself when I'm doing it. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Jackie said I found your channel recently and enjoying it. Oh, thank you. Jade says, I have beautiful handwriting. I've got 2 types of handwriting. I have cursive and I have non-cursive. When I'm doing notes that I need to read, I do non-cursive. Everything else is technically cursive, but if I need to look at it again, I need it to be as clear as possible. So I just kind of do like teeny tiny little bits. Yes. House of Leaves, hell yeah. On my second read through now. Oh, amazing. I love House of Leaves. Hello to Australia. Hello. Thank you so much, JQ. Chris said, hello, Chinsey, I can't stay. Thank you for popping in and saying congratulations. I really appreciate it. Willa says, visit America. I'm not sure if I feel safe visiting America right now. If Trump's going through people's social media, I'm not safe to go to America. They won't want me there. Maybe when Trump's dead, I will go to America. Like when he's died of old age and like when he's long gone, I will go to America. So I really want to go to New York. I want to go to the museums there. So I do want to go to museums. So I'm yawning again. Oh, forgive me. But yes, I will go to the museums. Oh, hello Mexico. Happy New Year to you too. Yes, House of Leaves is insanely hard to read, but I really enjoyed it. Where's she reading these messages? I can't see where she's answering. I'm answering the chat. Can you not see? I'm quite far behind, Jackie. That's probably why. Hello from Portugal. Yes, everyone was like, she's really far behind. That's why. Oh my goodness, review by Jacob says, I've been watching you since 2012. Oh my goodness. You've seen all the sides of me, haven't you? You see me be this thin, I used to be this big. Oh, you also appreciate Grave of the Fireflies, but it's sad. I don't think I can read sad things. John says the Expanse series is a great series. Good for him. He loves it. Nintendo Switch! Thank you, someone knows what it was. I've always got the DS. He's like, what are you talking about? It's like, the DS. It's like, no, it's a Nintendo Switch. I'm so stupid. I don't know why. It just doesn't stick in my head. It's not easy to say. Oh, Dan Hollyfield said, tell your partner to look me up. I have 3 books out at the moment and 3 at my publisher. Ooh, Dan Hollyfield. I'll tell him. Let me write you down. My glasses are filthy, guys. I literally only have tissues on this table purely for wiping my glasses because they're filthy. Because at least with tissues, it doesn't smear any of the thing around. Hopefully that's better. Look at the clearness on those. Look at that. You can see my eyes again. Oh, Eric says, okay, Stephen Baxter can be very hard work. Okay, he likes to push the boundaries of what might be possible. Okay, I feel less stupid. I was like, what the actual hell? I have read Station 11. Puddles reminded me, I have read Station 11. Because that's the travelling Shakespeare post-apocalyptic thing, isn't it? Station 11? Like, the travelling Shakespeare group. Am I correct? Pretty sure I'm correct. I've also read Michelle Faber's sci-fi. I keep wanting to call it Life is Strange, but it's not, is it? Like, Michelle Faber sci-fi. What's that one called? It's called Under the Skin. No, The Book of Strange New Things. That's what I've read. The Book of Strange New Things, and that's also sci-fi. That gave me anxiety. Because I remember reading it when walking down the street. And I got to a point where, like, his wife was messaging him about there was no bread and she had to drive all the way to Manchester to get a loaf of bread. And I just started panicking and, like, rushed to Lidl to get myself some bread. And I was like, it's fine. It's not reality. But it made me really anxious. I was like, I don't think I like dystopian fiction that much because it does make me really paranoid. Oh, God, just on another pick player, I wrote such an extensive review of Babel, how much I hated it. It was awful. Grace said the Hunger Games peak sci-fi, in my opinion. I've never read it. I don't know the Hunger Games. My partner does, but I don't. Yes, the three-body problem would make you confused as time. Okay. Yeah, I should be starting with three-body problem. I had a feeling I was accurate with that. Jeremiah left. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much, Jeremiah. Hopefully you're still here to hear this, but if not, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. John says, being Italian-American, I think Roman Empire every day. Isn't it funny? We were talking about this recently, how Americans identify with their past genetics a lot. But over here, you can't do that as much because, like, it's a taboo in the UK to associate, what do you call it? So I'm genetically basically Irish, but I could never refer to myself really as Irish because people are like, you haven't lived in Ireland, you've never been to Ireland, you're not Irish. So it would never be okay for me to call myself, like, English Irish to the Irish. But Americans say, like, oh, I'm Italian American. And that's completely normal. Or I'm American Irish. Even if they're, like, only a 14% Irish. Whereas I'm 80% Irish, basically. I'm 78.8% Irish, and then the rest of me is Scandinavian, Eastern European, and Middle Eastern. So I'm basically from travelling, I'm pure Irish, but I could never say over here that I'm Irish in any shape or form. Because it's just like, you're not Irish, you have an English accent. Which characters would be my dogs in the Iliad? I'm afraid I'd be a Trojan, I think. I love Hector. I think I'd be a Trojan through and through. I wouldn't be a Greek because I love Hector. I would serve Hector easily. Yeah, I'd be a Trojan, I think. I would have died in the Iliad. Because I hate Agamemnon. I hate Menelaus. I like Odysseus, but he's still a bit of a wank. I hate Achilles. So I think I would have been a Trojan, and I think the Trojans did not deserve that. Paris is a dick. He ruined it for everyone. Like, damn you, Paris. You brought the whole bloody thing down. All because you picked the wrong goddess to compliment. Yeah. Oh, J.G. Ballard for sci-fi and postmodernism. You know, I read J.G. Ballard. I read Crash, and still, the most disgusting book I've read in my life, Crash by J.G. Ballard. And yet I still can't unthink it. And it's been like a decade since I read it. I still can, like, remember the scenes. I vomited in my mouth when I'm reading Crash. Like, it was foul. And he wins the award for the most disturbing book I've ever read. And yet, I couldn't put it down. It's like, this is fascinating. Like, you're making me feel physically sick. And yet, I'm completely invested. So I should read like more sci-fi bits from him. One fantasy sci-fi novel you might enjoy is The Just City by Joe Walton. It's a it's a bet between Apollo and Athena about Plato's Republic. Whoa, okay. The Just City. Joe Walton wrote those dragon books, didn't they? Joe Walton. I remember there's lots of series of dragons by that. The Just City. Thank you for the recommendation. Just City. There we go. Ooh, guys, think like, a first plant. Any recommendations? Grace is a cactus. It depends what kind of plant you want. And depends what your environment is. Do you have much direct light? Do you not? Do you have a heat climate? There's a lot of things to consider with your first plant. Like, I've never been able to keep succulents alive, even though they're meant to be the easiest. They're just awful for me. I've really had a lot of problem. A ZZ plant is great because they're really hard to kill and they do not require direct light and they are beautiful. So I would say a ZZ plant because I think they're chunky, big things, but they are really easy to take care of and they look really pretty and you're like, oh, I've got this fancy plant in my house. And then you may feel more confident going forward with other ones, but they're very hard to kill. Saying that, I have killed one before. I've got another one. I don't know how I killed it. I think I overwatered it. That's how easy they are to kill. I think I gave it too much in its life. Oh, Jean, good night. Thank you so much for coming. According to Storygraph, the 5th season is a sci-fi. Oh, the 5th season is a sci-fi? No. Really? Really? I didn't realise that. Is it? Or is it? I think I know what right book you're talking about. I really thought that was a fantasy. Huh. If I looked at that, I would have thought it was immediately a fantasy. I'll recommend it to Jake. See if he likes that one. Stop. I've got the wrong tabs open. There we go. I'm back. Google images turn flower. Hello, Vishash. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. I can't wait for some gothic novels this January in your honour. Oh, thank you so much. It's dropped. Help me. The chat has moved again. No, there it is. Right. Thank you so much, Elaine. Thank you for joining us and for asking so many questions. Yeah, Hallie says, American living here in the UK, don't go to the US right now. No one should visit the US right now. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, let's not. Vex says, I almost always say we, I cannot remember Switch. Yeah, Switch does not click in my head. Switch is not as catchy as everything else. Like, yeah, I think Switch was a bad name. Watching from the middle of Dartmoor. Hello, thank you so much. I've never been to Dartmoor. Thank you, Lewis, on congratulating me. And thank you, Swifty, as well. What's your favourite book of all time, Yasmin? It's Moby Dick, by far. Grace said, would you ever do book reviews on the channel, just like sitting down and talking about it? That's what I used to do. That's what this channel used to be back in the day. And yeah, I don't think people were very interested, because then I became like quote unquote professional YouTuber. I didn't feel like there was space for it. I'd have to try and have it go at it again. And if I have like lots of videos one week, I won't have to be scared that it would bomb, because I'd have another video up that would be something else. Maybe I'd go back to that. That's what I used to do. They're all privated now. I'm a bit embarrassed of how I used to look and things on my old YouTube channel. I mean, on my old videos. So yeah, there used to only be book reviews on here. Terry says you should go to Ireland. I spent a summer there. I would love to go to Ireland. It's hard when you got 3 doggies. Like, one of our best friends is Irish. He pops over all the time. No, he's Northern Irish. We always tease him. Sorry. Have I read Sacre Bleu by Christopher Moore? I have not. Sacre Bleu by Christopher Moore. Let's see. Do I even recognise the front cover? Christopher Moore. No, you got rid of my typing. There we go. No, I don't even recognise it. Oh, Comedy Dark. That's so weird. I've never even heard of it. Have to look into that. Thank you. Weethilio. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely evening. I follow your other channels as well. Is this your main channel from now on? Yes, I would say this is always my main channel. I'm hoping to go back to doing videos where I do study with me's on my third channel, which doesn't have any. It's just like a study with me stream, just to keep myself accountable a bit more. In the new year, like new week. Sorry, I'm so tired. Keep yawning. But yes. Yeah. Jimmy says African American here. I don't look at my ancestry. That must be bleak. It would be bleak. The Iliad is on my reading list for this month. Good luck! I love reading the Iliad. Don't worry about the catalogue of ships. Just skim the catalogue of ships. When you get there, you'll know. When you get there, you know, just skim. Everyone asking what I hope know by year. We failed know by year. We'll do a video on it. It's because we moved in together and we had to do so much. Like, we renovated lots of parts of the flat, so we failed know by year immediately. And also love the feature wall in your library. Thank you so much. All of these paintings were in my bedroom before, and now they actually can be part of the library. No one could ever see them because they were, in the bedroom. Where can I read your review of Babel? On my Goodreads. If you look up on my Goodreads, you will find my review of Babel. It's extensive, Joe. It's very long. Oh, from the context, Jimmy lives in Houston. It's extremely humid. To be fair, a ZZ plant would do well there because it's an African plant. It would do really well, as would a banana plant, banana tree plant, because it needs humidity and hot weather. How did I test my heritage? I got a sponsorship with My Ancestry. I did my DNA there, and I liked it because it gave me a box so I can opt out of them. So it's just like, oh, we can keep your DNA records for future reference, or we can destroy them after a year. So I was like, yes, please destroy them after a year. Oh, no, not even a year. They destroy them, but then you lose your record on the website as well, so you can't see your ancestry anymore after a year. It's gone. So I took a screenshot of it, and that's how I saw my heritage. And it's funny because Jake did it as well, and he's like 45% English, and I'm 0% English. So it's like I'm more Middle Eastern than English, which also explains why there were rumours in the family that there was Jewish ancestry in our line that got like slowly. Oh, hold on, the stream has crashed. Hopefully we can get back on. No. There we go, the stream crashed. There was rumours in my family that there was Jewish ancestry that kind of got hidden during the war, which makes sense I suppose only 1% Middle Eastern doesn't suggest much, but there's a chance with Eastern European I was. Oh no! The darn cat, I've been glad it's so lengthy, I'm sick and it's been such a rough day. I'm so sorry, I hope you get well. There's been lots of horrible bugs going around. I've had 2 colds this winter. It's been brutal. I keep accidentally pausing it. Stop. Gracie, honestly, I think a lot of people would be interested in reviews. They're quite popular. Oh, okay. Reads with Rachel. I don't know that channel. Have you rejected or bounced books when reading them through? What do you mean by that? Do you mean they're just giving up? Because yes, I give up all the time. If you haven't interested me in the first 100 pages, or if you really... I carried on reading The Tower in December, and I hated it. And I was like, no, we're over halfway, might as well get to the end of it. And I resented everything about that book so much. Lena! Hello! Thank you, Lena, so much! I hope you're doing well. Hi! Thank you for joining. I know, what the hell, Lena? What the fudge? Why am I here? I'm still convinced most of my subscribers are bots. In terms of, like, the numbers. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, what? My views are awful. Why have I gone up? Chris said, love to hang out with me. Thank you so much for coming. Good night. Hello, sending love to Argentina. Hello. Is there any plans to continue the Anti Mind podcast? I loved it. There were. Let's hope I can. I think I just burnt myself out so much. I was like, what am I doing? With this, I think I burned myself out. I have very little things to say about in the world. I'm like, I don't have much to say for a channel, let alone also a podcast. I'm so dumb. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? That's so funny. Jean just said it. I really would have thought you were a cat person. No, I mean, I love cats. I just have 3 dogs. Oh, I just saw you. Hello from Northern Ireland. Lol. I do glow. Hi, Northern Ireland. I love the Irish so much. Was the wall the blue? What was the blue wall there before you renovated it? Because I love it. It's actually green. It just shows up blue on the camera. It is actually green, but it wasn't. I made it. We gave it a hardwood floor, so this used to be grey carpet and all white. So we pulled up the carpet, did the flooring, painted the wall. Basically I was allowed to be the decorator of this house. So I was like, I'm picking the colours, right? Do you mind? Oh, Lena, thank you so much. We go back a long time, don't we, Lena? I think it was like early 20s. Cohen says 100 pages is generous. I quit immediately. I mean, 100. I always think I give it 100 pages. If it's really bad, it's 50. But I normally always give 100, and then I'm like, I'm not. My partner never gives up on a book. He's like, no, how can you do that? You're quitting. And I was like, I have so many books to read, Jake. I'm not going to read all of it. If it's crap in the first 100 pages, I'm not giving it any more of my time. And I think I finished The Tower. Okay, it's only short. It's only like a non-fiction, and it just really angered me for so many reasons. And sometimes when a book angers you, you're just like, I have so much to rant about it, but no one would have read this book, so it's like so niche that I can't rant about it anywhere else. But I was like, this is just so stupid. It was just a perfect example of what bad academia looks like. Because someone went in going like, I'm going to be a researcher. I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. You be a researcher on this weird topic. But then they went in with an answer. They went in with the objective of proving themselves right, which is the worst thing you could do with research. And it really irritated me. And the fact that she was convinced that she was looking at like how a woman died based on research, instead of like doing the very basics, she was like, her name's vanished, so she's died. And I was like, she could have got married, and then found out like she did get married and she lived a really long time. I was like, that's just like the basic thing you should look up. If you're looking at a historical woman, at least look up to see if she got married. But the fact that you went on this big thing like, oh, I want to see how she died and if everyone left, I was like, dude. And then when it turned out it was, I was like, well, that was a fuck you. And it was really pretentious. I hated how pretentious The Tower was, because they kept saying, I walked in and it reminded me of this quote from this book, and it reminded me of this quote from this book. I was like, no, it did not. No, it did. As I traced my fingers down the wall, it reminded me of this quote from this book. I was like, no, it did not. No, it did not. You were not recalling all these quotes from these books as you were like tracing your fingers down the wall. Stop being pretentious. Like, there are clever ways to bring in secondary research, but you were just doing it in this really overt, pretentious way to say, like, look how much I read. Look how much I read. Look, like, it reminded me when the philosopher, blah, 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 Kierkegaard said this. I was like, no, it did not. Did it? Like, you can say it in another way. You can say it, like, in a clever way. There are books that do it in a clever way, where they slip in allusions to philosophers or other texts that they've read. That's not so on the nose, where this was just really on the nose. And I was just like, no. Sammy boy, is this your full-time job? Yes, believe it or not, it is. This is my full-time job. Because I only work like so much for my PhD, so it's easier to be self-employed with this as my full-time work whilst I do my PhD. Miss 50 says burnout is so real. We've all been there, girl. No, thank you so much. Oh, I don't do it. Good luck with your A-levels. I hate fucking A-levels. Sorry for swearing, but they're awful. They were the worst years of my life. A-levels. It's vile. Vile. Oh, Maya, the algorithm's been really bad. We love your work. Thank you. Thank you for the reassurance. Oh, Lacey, do you have a preferred version of Sappho? I'm looking into reading it for the first time. Anne Carson's translation's really, really good. I don't think you can go wrong with Anne Carson. I really love her translation. There's a new one by a Fiona by Cambridge University. What's her translation? I know it's Fiona someone. Came out last year. Bugger. I can't see it. Where's my Sappho? It's supposed to be a really flattering angle that you can all see me at. Oh, where is it? Where is it? No, let me just Google it. It's definitely Fiona, isn't it? No, it's Diane. That's a complete wrong name entirely. Diane Rayner. Why do I think it was Fiona? Diane Rayner's is really good. That came out. Oh, that wasn't last year. Life is going by so fast. I swear to God, I ordered this when it came out. And it's 2023. What the actual hell? God. Yeah. Diane Rayner. But Anne Carson you can't go wrong with. She's great. And I really like her. It's If Not Winter, her collection's called. So if you search If Not, Winter, you'll get that translation of Sappho. I think it's a really great first step into Sappho. Where's my chat gone? Where's my chat? Lena, we're ancient. We are ancient. We're mid-30s. What the hell? What the hell? William, Happy New Year, William. Thank you so much. And Great, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Grace says, you say you're dumb, but you are so intelligent. Oh, you're so... Yeah, but I say I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb sometimes. It's more like I read things and I read them in depth and I just completely forget about them. I have like this weird like brain where I'm just like, I have a toothpick for a brain sometimes. Eric, are you interested in ever writing a book? Or, I mean, I would, but I'm not sure it would be very good. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think I could ever write. I'm not sure. I haven't really tried to write fiction properly, if I'm being completely honest. And if I read non-fiction, I think it'd be too self-indulgent. Like, I started writing a book that was kind of like autobiographical, in like an essay autobiography about like analysing my trauma in a silly, dark, humorous way, and my relationship with reading. But it was like, this is probably quite self-indulgent. I don't think anyone would be very interested in it. So that was the only one I wanted. I mean, my partner thinks it's well written, but I was like, I don't. Oh, Joe's, I tried to look it up on your Goodreads, but show's private. Oh, my Goodreads is private, but hopefully if you saw... you know what, I'll try and change my Goodreads account so you can see it. Maybe I should do a whole episode of me blabbing on Babel. Cause I was like, I could rant about Babel so much. It was terrible, but... Hello, Sonu Gato, hello. The 5am Club sparked a shorthand for a trope of non-fiction books. This awful book would have been a great leaflet. Stop, yes. I mean, even then, some of them just like, this wasn't interesting. like I was like, it would have been interesting, but you've made it really pretentious, and now I'm just angry that you've made it really pretentious. I have an extraordinary name. Can you tell me about it? I mean, not much to say. I was named Cinzia, and I legally changed my surname when I was 22 years old to Dubois, because I hated my real surname and I really liked A Streetcar Named Desire. So I legally changed my surname. And I'm not very close to my family at all and didn't really relate to the surname. And it was the third time my surname's been changed, so what's in a name? I already had it changed before, so I've had 3 surnames. I'll keep it at a third. I would much prefer it. In all honesty, I'm really happy with it. More people should change their surname if they want to. If they don't like your name, change it, for God's sake. It's not as hard as you think it would be. But yeah, my first name is just because, with all due respect, my mother was pretentious, but I am also. So yeah, Cinzia was just purely because she liked the name, but I have 0 Italian heritage, 0 Italian connection. Though it's funny because when you look at, like, if you look at PhD students at any university, they list all the PhD students that are there. And when you go down our list, we've all got, like, an ancient classics name. It's quite funny. Like, we're all named after some kind of ancient classical figure just by fluke. Just by fluke, we're all there. I was like, we've all got obscure names. The lot of us. Clearly it's ever happened. I love Streetcar. Blanche was my dream role. I was Blanche Dubois. I was her in a play. And and that's what inspired me. And what's funny is, so I was really bullied at school, like really bullied at school. Like, police were getting involved and bullied at school, both in my senior school, but then my sixth form was the worst, and that was a boys' school, and that's where I played Blanche Dubois in a play. And when I first started a YouTube channel, I uploaded, and it was me singing. I can sing, believe it or not, and it was me singing, and the boys from my school found it, and they all started calling me Dubois, because that was the YouTube channel name, Chinsu Dubois. But it was under a really unkind premise, that it was like I got completely trolled online, and the video was being shared in really like nasty ways, and I deleted that YouTube channel. But you know what? The name really stuck with me. And even though they were saying it in like, she thinks she's so posh, she calls herself the what, like, they thought it was like a real like mocking me, and I just sort of really liked the name Dubois. So when I legally changed my name, I was like, you know what, I'd really like to be called Chinsu Dubois, legitimately. So yeah, as much as it was something that was kind of done by nasty people, I kind of got to own it because it was quite a nice one. They could have called me much worse. The girls in my school, a lot of girls in my school were called horrific things by the boys. So I could have got worse. Jimmy says, it's funny how you hear you're not meant to go into research with bias. In math research, you either have proof to conjecture or you don't. Yeah, no, I know. It's completely different. In like humanities, you can't go in with a bias. And I'm too biased in my research, and that's been the biggest thing. It's been really hard for me I knocked the camera. It's been really hard for me, because like, the way bias shows itself up is wild. Like, they can, like, just little things that I will write, and they're like, you can't put that, you're showing a bias, you have to be as unbiased as possible. It's really bloody hard. That's been the biggest challenge, because like, it's not like I'm spouting my socialist politics throughout my my PhD, but like, it's obvious that I am, and it shows up, and you're like, damn it. Like, it's really funny. Oh, Vishesh says, I love Anne Carson. Have you read Autobiography of Red? I have read it a couple of years ago, I think. My top 10 favourite books, Geryon, my favourite characters on Monsters. It is very good. Gabriella says, do you think PhDs are quote-unquote worth it, or is it too early to say? Is it more about personal enrichment? I mean, I don't know. There's a good chance, there's 50% chance I can fail this PhD. There's a 50% chance that I could be downgraded, like my work could not be good enough, and I get given a master's. There's a chance that I have to drop out for financial reasons, or personal reasons. Sorry, I'm going to have a drink. I keep forgetting it's fizzy water. I treated myself to some fizzy water. I was feeling really dizzy yesterday when I was out. I keep saying, being attacked by something really spicy. My plain ass Irish heritage is not ready for it. So everyone I know who's got a PhD feels enriched by it. There's a chance, again, 50% chance I'm not going to have a PhD. That's just my reality. I'm going to give it a damn good go. But I have to come up with that reality. Because I'm not as intelligent as a lot of people. I'm not as well read. I'm not as, hardworking in terms of I don't have as much space to work on it. People who are doing it full time are very different from people like me doing it part time. People who have easy access to an academic library is easier than doing it, as a distance. So yeah, there's a big chance I won't do it, and I hope I do. I hope I finish it. And for me, it would be worth it, because I would have learned so much. Like, even the academic writing part in of itself has been so eye-opening in terms of, again, biases and, bad research habits. Like, maybe you say something and actually you can't say that. You have to prove that. And the extent to which you have to analyse your own writing, and people go, you can't say that. But I thought it's very basic knowledge, and you can't say it like that, though. You have to prove that. You can't even say the word feminist without explaining feminism, and then you have to defend that idea of feminism, and then you have to explain what your version of feminism is compared to this, and where have you got that idea from, and you have to basically validate everything you're saying, which makes you really not second guess your work. You are quadrupling 10 times questioning everything you write down, and that in of itself is really overwhelming, but also it's not something that I naturally practice, and it's eye-opening how much you can just say something and then realize that you have not, like, it makes you really humbled in terms of, you know, your level of actually how you think and how legitimate your thinking is. And that in itself I think is worth learning for any PhD student. So yeah, I think it's worth it in terms of that, because yeah, you're just like, I can't say anything anymore. Because whatever I say is definitely going to be wrong. It makes you feel very insecure about anything you put down on paper. Do I keep a journal? I'm really trying to stick to one fine this year. I do. I've just started my 1 line a day journal as well, because I started one last year and I fell off immediately, so I'm like redoing it. And I also keep a journal. I'm not religious every day with the big journal, but the 1 line a day I keep up to date with. I find 1 line a day journals quite good, actually. You just have to keep it always in the same space. So I keep mine on my desk here, and I leave them out the night before, so I come in, it's the first thing I write or the last thing I write, depending on if something has happened. But I'm trying to not keep... I think journals are really important, getting out the emotions a lot of the time, because it just bubbles up and stays in my chest. Grace said, you read my autobiography 100%. I think it'd be really, really shitty. I adore Streetcar Named Desire. I still need to watch the version with Mother, Gillian Anderson as Stella. Is that the one I watched? Let me see. See, I'm really crap with... No, it's not the one I watched. Is it? Is it? No, it's not what I watched. I watched the OG one, the Marlon Brando. And because I read it first, the first time, and obviously Marlon Brando's character is horrific. What's the hell's his name? I just hear him going, Stella! What's his name? Streetcar characters. I've forgotten his name. Stanley! Of course it's Stanley. So, Stanley's character's horrific. And then I watched, after reading it, the Marlon Brando. And I was like, this is how I knew he was a genius actor. Because he did it. Somehow he makes you endear to his character. Despite him being one of the most vile men in history, Marlon Brando made him endearing, and I was like, that is bloody brilliant. Like, that is probably the best acting to this day that I've ever seen. Because I was like, that everything about that man should make you want to, like, rip your guts out and vomit, and yet he did it. He made it endearing. I was like, that's, I think, the peak of Marlon Brando's acting. Oh, Lacey said, I'm planning to change my name. I'm just worried about how my family will react. I think my family was shit sometimes. Some of them didn't care. Like, some of them just did not care. And then some of my cousins were shit about it. And they were like, oh, you think you're so much better than us, changing your surname. And I was like, would you be saying that if I were married? No, then shut up, men. It was all the boys who had an issue with it for some reason. The women didn't seem to care, but the boys all had an issue with it. And I was like, I don't care. I don't know you. I've met you twice in my life. Sort of. And then, like, some aunts were like, oh, you sound really pretentious. And I was like, well, I have one life. I might as well sound funky. I might as well have a cool name. I don't like my name. Give me a cool name. I was like, everyone thinks I'm pretentious already. I've got this accent. What do you think? Like, no one's going to think I'm not pretentious by having a different surname. They hear my voice and immediately think I'm pretentious. I can't get away with it. Oh, Eric might go and try and write a sci-fi book themselves this year. Good luck. I hope that comes out well. Oh, did you say Stella? I said Blanche. Is it Blanche? Did I copy you, Emma? Did I also say Stella Dubois? Blanche Dubois? Did I say it? I can't remember. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Swank scares. Wait, whoa, sing something. Everyone's asking me, no. I don't think I can sing sitting down very well. And also I don't know how the mic would do it. But I was a musical theatre singer. So it's all like, I can sing, my vocal range is more into Memories by Cats. It's I Dreamed a Dream kind of thing. I love it. I love singing. I was singing all the time. My partner's always like, I'm just like constantly singing. And then I do all the silly voices as well. I'll sing something really serious, and then I'll jump into like the silly voices. Like, Wicked has been in my head so much the past like year and a half of Glinda, because there's nothing more fun than singing popular in American accent. Because you have to bring in the if I were cast, I would definitely be Glinda because she's my vocal range. Not Ariana Grande's vocal range. That's another beast. I can't do like that. The rest of her song, if I was singing it just West End style, I can sing that. I do love singing. I'd love to have singing lessons so I can learn to actually improve my singing. I'd love to have some kind of more operatic range. Singing brings me so much joy. There's not enough opportunities in life to sing or to dance. I get jealous when I see people like dancing in their homes. We don't have space to dance in this flat. Like, it's quite, as you can see, it's quite narrow, so you can't really dance. And I just feel like I just want to dance. The only place you can dance is like either dance classes, which are quite boring in terms of like being quite formal, or a club. And no one ever wants to dance in the club properly. Like, I want to dance. I want to lose my like space. I think the only place I can dance is like my wedding day. Everyone's gonna be like watching me on the dance floor. I'm like, this is the only time I've had enough space to dance to music that I like, with no neighbours down below me to disturb. Thank you, Yasmin. The name is iconic. Yes, I agree with Cohen, like, it's about PhD. I recommend you find secure funding and have experience first. One thing for sure is you won't get any good money for a while, yeah. Hello, Aniko Vaj. What did you think of a series of... I haven't read it yet. I got too scared. Believe it or not, I got too scared. I need to read it for fun. I need to be in the right headspace for the series of Fortunate Events. I've not had a good year. I haven't had a good reading year. I have not had a good year. It's been pretty stressful. So I'd like to have this, like, nice time to be in the headspace to read a series of Fortunate Events. So I'm definitely going to react to each book as I finish it and do it in, like, a short. I think that'd be fun to, like, actually see. Cause I don't know what anything happens. No spoilers. I know nothing that happens in the series at all. Obviously, I know, like, how they get into their situation, but I know nothing about the series. Oh god, like, everyone's going, Babel is so bad. We Catalyst, hello. In Peru, they have a different legal naming convention than where you're born. So, as an adult, finding out I have my grandmother's maiden name now as my last... Oh, that's fun. It's fun. A trans person within the people argue falsely that they can't be a singular pronoun. I tell them literally to be... Exactly. Oh no, help me. It jumped. Make sure I'm see. Weak Atlas, how do you tag other people in the chat? I feel so out of tech touch. I think you just use the @ sign. If you use the @ sign before you type someone's name, it should tag them Weak Catalyst. Oh, thank you, David, for joining this afternoon. Off for dinner with a bookish date. Have a lovely time. I hope you have a lovely, lovely time. I just saw you say I love Actually Takedown. I hate that film so much. Oh, Holly Turner popping in very speedily before I go to bed. Thank you so much, Holly. I appreciate you too. Thank you. Night. Thank you for coming in. Andrea, Miss Go as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do not worry. You probably won't be on much longer. Wait, is a dream that high? No, I would say it's not that high. That's what I mean. I'm not that high. I think that's as high as my range would go. It's not that high. I know, Terry said, I'd love it if you did videos on Shakespeare too. I mean, I'd like to do that. I wasn't sure how well it would go down, but I suppose I don't... The algorithm's fudged. I'd rather do things that I enjoyed again, like Shakespeare and stuff, and not give a damn. And actually probably make more content more regularly because I was enjoying it rather than, like, struggling to think of something to put in. I do not have a PO box, I'm afraid. They're so expensive. They're like £380 a year. I was like, I'm not paying for a PO box. I always tell people to just, like, give it to, like, a donation to someone. Like, if you want to send something or give that money to a family member or, like, a gift to someone else in the world. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. There's a book I'd love to send you. I'm afraid you can't send it to me, but please give it to someone else, or tell me and I can get it myself. Tell me what to get. I'm a little behind, Patrick says, but I love that you took your handle from your bullies. I know. You could do a Hamlet video to force myself to revise. To be fair, I do love Hamlet. I love Hamlet. Let's pop Hamlet down. Because then I can also do Hamnet. I know it's not the same, but like it's just fun. I like puns. Modern fiction that you love. I mean, I suppose, do you mean like more contemporary rather than modern? Because I think all my book, I mean, like Italo Calvino would be modern. I keep talking down to the chat down there when you're up there, sorry. Like, really contemporary fiction. What would class as contemporary? That I really enjoyed? You know what? This is going to sound really weird. I'm a big fan of Ian McEwan. I didn't identify myself as a big fan of Ian McEwan until I realised I've read most of his books. And I was like, I've kind of gone through his whole... It must have just happened very passively. Never intentionally. I've just read all of his work. And then... It's just I would never identify as a fan. Like, someone like, are you a fan of him? I'm like, no. I've literally read all of his work. So, yeah, I clearly am a fan of Ian McKellen. Not Ian McKellen, Ian McEwan. I always do get those mixed up. Ian McEwan. And Sebastian Faulks. I really enjoy Sebastian Faulks. Weird, I know. It's not weird, but it's just it's not someone that you hear people talk about a lot. What's your take on Jeanette Winterson? Recently met her at a signing. She was amazing. Jeanette Winterson, if you can see a show of hers in terms of her doing a book talk, one of the best author talk I would say I've ever seen. I think I saw her in the Edinburgh Book Fair, or Fringe, Edinburgh Book Fair. No, I was correct that first time. 2018 or 2019. I think she was... Was it... No, it wasn't Hagseed. No, it's Margaret Atwood. What am I thinking about? I can't think of what book she was talking about. I think I just went to a Jeanette Winterson talk and she acted out. So it wasn't just an interview with an author. She did a performance on stage and I was not expecting it and it was brilliant. I just thought it'd be traditional, one lady in a chair here and one person in a chair here and they're talking to each other. And then, no, it was her acting out on stage. I was this is, and there were sound effects and there were lighting effects. I was I was not expecting this. But it's genius. It's brilliant. So I really like Jeanette Winterson. I really liked Orange is Not the Only Fruit. I really liked her short story collection. Her winter one. Maybe it was the winter one that she did a while ago. I can't remember what it was for. I think because she did a performance instead of a book thing. I think I just maybe just saw a Jeanette Winterson performance. Oh, here we go. Thank you. The textbook I think you would enjoy looking at owning. It's The Rising Sea by Ravi Vakil. Thank you. Let me pop that into a Google search so I have it here. Oh, that just came out. Stanford Mathematics. You really think I'm capable of reading that? Do you really think I am? Because remember, I'm a bit dumb. Do you think I'm capable of reading this? I'm just reading the blurb. It sounds intense. Are you being sincere? Jimmy, I don't think I'm clever enough. Do I have a favourite Shakespeare play? Yes, so it's definitely Henry IV Part 1, Richard II, Richard III, Twelfth Night. That's my order of my favourite plays. Jimmy, you can do it! I'm trusting you, Jimmy. Okay, it's an approachable read. Okay. I do like a little, bookish one. Can you analyse Moby Dick's actual whale character? Everyone does Ahab. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Or, all the whale, analyse the whale. Because the chapter on White was my favourite chapter of his. Analyse the whale. That'd be a fun video to do. I'm so scared to read Moby Dick again, though. Because I love it so much, and I've been in such a reading slump, I'm scared that my brain will mess it up and it won't appreciate the book as it did the first time, and I'm so scared. that my brain is too destroyed and ruined. Paul Wilson is my favourite horror writer. Ah, do I know their work? Do I know their work? Let me see. No, not The Footballer. I don't think I know their work at all. I don't recognise any of the books. Oh, keep that tab open. Have I read Wicked? I haven't, but Lena has. If she's still here, Lena's read it. She's done a bloody dissertation on it. I haven't read Wicked. I knew the story very. I think I've known it from Lena, to be honest. I think I went down a rabbit hole when Lena first ever talked about Wicked, years ago. I was like, oh, this is what the story's like. I never saw the musical either. And I heard songs from the musical that I liked. I was like, oh, I like singing these. Purely sorry, yawning. Oh, purely because I like doing the silly voices a lot of the time. Well, I need to. So it's like when you need to. Oh, Leslie, thank you for putting out that the reader's state of mind plays. It does. So, and that's why I'm so scared to read good books right now. Because if I'm in a bad mental health space, if I read a good book, I'll ruin it. Surely, it'll just be destroyed. Margaret said, I can't believe you're still going strong after 2 hours, loving it. My Patreons know that there's 4 of us in the chat and I could still talk for 3 hours. It's 4 people. I was like blah, 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 every month on the stream. the amount of my ability to talk constantly is just my only skill. I can just keep going and going and going and going. Where am I missing it? Good night, everyone. Thank you to Leah for coming. Thank you so much. Wait. Terry, who's South African who lives? You should read Kat Hellison. South African author, The Beast Keeper. You know what? This isn't my kind of reading, but that is definitely my friend's type of book. I'll keep that in mind because she would love that. That's right up her stream. Oh, Swifty, I can relate to hating sixth form. My cohort is generally 80% rugby boys. I don't want to tell you the horror stories that happened because also mine was. I went to a rugby school. There were 25 girls and 100 boys and it was fucking the worst experience of my life. They were horrible. That was literally the most traumatic. That was the reason I was anorexic, that school. That was the most traumatic experience I've ever been to. Police were involved several times. I hated sixth form. It was the worst time of my life. The only time I ever and I failed all my A-levels because I was being so badly bullied. And they still tried to haunt me, years afterwards. The most pathetic creatures. I hope they've grown up now. But I would not wish them well. I wouldn't wish them ill, but I would not wish them well. This is one of those things where it's I would never cast my shadow on that town. I hated that school. And they do not deserve. I think, thankfully, maybe, there's a new headmaster. It was the most misogynistic, anti-Semitic, racist, horrible school I've ever heard. Environment I've ever been to my entire life. Do I like any Ursula Le Guin books? I do. But I actually, again, I love her essays. I'm a massive fan of her non-fiction writing. Maybe I'm just a non-fiction person. But I do love Ursula Le Guin's essay writing. I love her, what's it called? It's down there. Bugger, it's facing the wrong way. Pooh. It's right there. I've got it, her... I can't remember. There's 2 books in the series of her collections of essays. And there's a new one published by Canongate recently, but I think it may be a repeat of a lot of the Ursula Le Guin. It's called what was it? It's reading... Canongate. Definitely Canongate Books published it. Words on My Matter. I wasn't sure if it was new stuff or repeat. I think it obviously would be, not really new, but you know what I mean. Is it stuff that hasn't been previously published in the big collection, or is it, stuff that I have already read in her anthologies? I wasn't sure. I haven't looked into it. Yeah, I don't know if it would have been like unpublished work or not. It doesn't say. She died like ages ago, didn't she? But yeah, I'd have to look at the titles of the essays in that book. You know what? Bookshops, online bookshops, hear me roar. You would sell more non-fiction books if you included a screenshot of the title pages so we could see the contents pages so we can see the contents of the book before we purchase it. There's no point putting up non-fictions, particularly big, expensive. You know, Blackwell's have started doing it though. I noticed it the other day. I was on the Blackwell's website and they actually have on a lot of their new non-fiction books the chapter pages included. I'm like, thank you. Someone has finally listened. I'm not going to spend like £40 on a textbook or a non-fiction book if you do not include the contents page. So I can't see if there's repeats of things I already have. Anne says, was I talking about Babel earlier? Is there going to be a video on it? I see mentions of the chat and I just joined too late. I'm curious. I mean, there wasn't going to be a video on it, but maybe I should. Maybe I should finally, years after reading Babel, finally talk about Babel. It's been like, what? It's been like 4 years, hasn't it? Since I read that book. I've got such a... I've just got a blank space of years. Like, I swear it came out in 2022. It did. Where's my review? My review... Oh no, my review got updated. I changed it ever so slightly because there was a spelling mistake. So it says I reviewed it 2026, but I didn't review it 2026. I read it in 2022. And I'm still angry to this day. So maybe I should do a video on it. Or a good book could pull me out of a funk. You're right. Maybe I do need to read one of my favourites. The Dispossessed. Yes. That's a good one, Leslie. I do love Dispossessed as well. Patrick says, I think the most contemporary things I enjoy were written in the 80s. A few new books I were dreadful. Just want to go back to reading old stuff. I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but there is some good new stuff, she says, with a lot of her books coming also from the 80s. But I know I think there's so many books being published, it's actually hard to find good stuff. And then you see books that become films or trending on social media or TikTok, and you're like, I would never class that as a good book. Everyone's different. But the fact that they made a film out of a book called The Housemaid. But, I suppose I read from a lot of academic. I was just looking at my bookshelf over there. I read a lot of non-fiction, I think. A lot of contemporary non-fiction is great. And I think, like, Princeton University Press, Yale University Press published some great books. Particularly if you're interested in like fairy tales and stuff like that, they are awesome. And I read, and again, they're contemporary fiction in their way, or not contemporary books in their way. A lot of translated fiction as well is fantastic. Contemporary translated fiction, but I think because we have so much being published, it's hard to see. And said you watch a video on it because you ended up DNFing it myself. Ah, okay. Maybe I should, several years after doing it. Just joined. Hello! Do you have any thoughts, if you read them, on some of the maligned yet praised modern writers like, oh, hello. Now, you know what? So I haven't read any of them. I can't pronounce them, that's why I'm not saying them out loud. But Knausgaard, is that how I say it? Knausgaard? I've now gotten interested. I got given Knausgaard for Christmas, so I'm going to read them finally, because I've been curious about this. I asked for it on my wish list and I got given his selection, one of his series, so I'm going to read them and I'll see. But the others I'm not familiar with. Let me just see. Hulebeck, is that how I say it? Hulebeck. Let me see. Hulebeck. Michael Hulebeck. Wait, is he... That's not the same Annihilation that I know of. Is it? Is it? Is it? Oh no, it's not the same. And then, let me get the other one. Handke. Ooh, controversial Austrian author and translator. No, I don't know any of their work. No Knausgaard, I think. Is that the same one I've got? Let me just double check. Yes, it is. So I've just been given the Morning Star series for Christmas. So no, my birthday was my birthday. So I'll be on to that and I'll have an opinion on them soon, hopefully. Everybody should give Shinsu a round of applause for giving joy and pleasure. Thank you, that's very kind. Nanite, thank you so much for joy. It's very kind of you to say. I climbed her. Wait. Tulsi said, sorry I dipped in and out a bit of it, but I would love a Shakespeare novel where you talk about the connection between them and classic text. Oh, video, you mean? Shakespeare and classic text. Let's have a nosy. Shakespeare reception. Happily to do that. There we go. Pop that in there. Oh, reading one phrase against your better judgment encourages further reading. Hopefully. Oh, what's the worst book I've ever read? I really hated The Unconsoled by Kazuo Ishiguro. I hated that. Because that was a long slog. And I felt like it was vile. And then I really does stick out with me. But then I've read worse books in terms of just like, I am not reading this fucking Blue Sisters book that I was trying. So like some books that I thought I would love and I really hated, like Unconsoled by Kazuo. And then there's things I knew I would hate and I hated every minute of it, which is like Blue Sisters. But they read it for book club, so I was trying to fit in, and then I hated everything. What else would be one of the worst books I've ever read? I mean, I give a lot of 1-star reviews. I am a book hater a lot of the time. Like I'm an overt hater of a lot of books that I've read. Let me look at like some of the worst books I've ever read. Let me look at my 1-star reviews because I could go on. Let's see. How do I see my read books? My books. Here we go. Because yeah. There we go. I hated The Tower. I did not like The History Man. They were quite recent reads. So date read and rating. Rating! Some of them I haven't rated. That's weird. They're on my read list, but I haven't rated them. I don't know why. Like, why haven't I rated Little Dorrit? Or 1984? Like, that's weird. Did I get rid of my ratings? Let me see. Was there a time back in the day when... That's weird. Why are the ratings gone? No. Was there a time back in the day when Goodreads didn't accept you to finish without giving a rating? Because all the books I read basically in like 2011, 2012 and all that jazz do not have any ratings on them. It's like I didn't rate my books regularly. So now I can't see what my worst ones were because they're not telling me. But yeah, I think The Unconsoled definitely comes up there. Damn it, it's not telling me what my worst books were. That's weird. That's very weird. There's very few books I've given intentionally 0 stars to because I didn't want to cause drama. Because there's one that I really hated. And I was like, I'm not... Oh, no. Oh, yes. I gave 0 stars, controversially, to Heroes and Villains by Angela Carter. Now, I love Angela Carter. I gave that 1 star. I really hated it. I think because I love The Bloody Chamber. Heroes and Villains was foul, like really bad. Boy Snowbird as well. Ooh, that is problematic as hell. I don't know why people weren't talking about how problematic that was. Like everyone talked about it on BookTube. Boy Snowbird, and I'm like, okay. And I read it. I was like, this is so problematic. It's incredibly transphobic. Why is no one talking about this? I thought we were all leftists. Why is no one talking about how transphobic this book is? Yeah. So. Oh god, I gave 1 star to A Discomfort of Evening. I clearly didn't like that. The Dutch House as well. I think... Oh, Shakespeare Was a Woman, non-fiction. One of the worst books I've ever read. Oh, that was so bad. That's a good example as well of really bad academia and bias. So yeah. Oh, I've got a lot of books I hate. I'm a big book hater. I've been reading, Leslie said I've been reading a lot of translations of Japanese mysteries. They've been really selling well, haven't they? There's so many of those books right now. Oh, Oh, Lacey said, I've been binge watching your channels. My favourites are book recommendations and history ones. Interesting. My worst performing videos. Ironically, Swifty said, opinions like Angela Carter. Yes, so I have to compare Bloody Chamber to Tessa the Tubervilles. What a comparison! I mean, I suppose, but like, I suppose I've never compared books in such a different time zone. I love Angela Carter. It's funny that I just literally talked about how I didn't like Heroes and Villains, but I loved The Bloody Chamber. Loved it. But what a combination. I would never put those two books together. Jimmy went controversial Austrian. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, Andy said they went to bed. Thank you so much for joining us, Andy. Sorry if I didn't say goodnight before you went to bed. Just joined. Hello, Obsessive Ninja. Sorry, I'm really bad at reading that. I saw you liked the message by Tanahashi Coates. I love Tanahashi Coates. Just joined. What sort of non-fiction are you reading lately? Reading a lot on colonialism in the past, present year. So I mean, a lot of my non-fiction is either self-help. I'm sorry, I read a lot of it. Philosophy. Or for now I'm going back into PhD, I'm going to start reading back into ancient history stuff again. So that's what I'm planning on reading now, will be a lot of non-fiction related to research and ancient history. 1976 said, I miss reading just for my job and what's going on with life. I don't have time with them anymore. And that's valid. Sammy Boy said before, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. I just saw, sorry. Audiobooks, yes. Oh, you hate audiobooks. I'm not really good. See, I love audiobooks, so it's a shame that you can't do audiobooks. Because I do love an audiobook. It depends. Sometimes I can't listen to fiction audiobooks very easily. But recently I listened to 4321 by Paul Auster on an audiobook, and I bloody loved it. I was so sad when that audiobook was over. And it wouldn't have been a book I don't think I would have enjoyed reading. But as an audiobook, it worked really well. And I was like, I'm really sad that this is finished. Annie said an Angela Carter video may be cool. I've been obsessed with all the stuff I've read of hers. Definitely ooh, Angela Carter. Let's bring her on. I love an Angela Carter. They pop her in here. Angela Carter. Olga Tokarczuk. Have you read any? I love Olga Tokarczuk. I haven't read her latest one, is it Epsium? But I have read Drive Your Bones over the Bones of the Dead. Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead. And what's the other one? It's got my head. What the hell? Oh, so I haven't finished the Books of Jacob. I started that one many years ago. It's a chonker. The Impusium I haven't read. Of course, the new one came out, House of Day and House of Night. No, I've only read I swear I read another one of hers. Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead. Which one have I read? I swear there was another one. Where is it? Primeval and Other Times. There we go. That's the one. I was looking at down her list. I was like, and Flights as well. Flights. Yes, I love her writing. So I need to get on with the Book of Jacob. It's very overwhelming. And I remember exactly where I left it off as well. But it was just, I suppose I wasn't prepared for a historical novel. So I think I was just a little bit like, oh. I wasn't in the headspace for this, and suddenly now I'm in it, and I'm in bloody 30 degrees Italy, and not really prepared for this like medieval, like monk story. It's not true paperback if staples are included, says Lenny. Mem Lil Chang said, I'm curious, do you enjoy playing video games? Hi from Brazil. We talked about it. I do. I play a lot of horror video games. And yeah, I love horror. I love video games in general. I really enjoy them. Oh, interesting. If you hated The Dutch House, it's on my bookshelf and I haven't read it. I suppose it depends what you like. I'm just not into like kind of like meh fiction, what I call it. It's just like meh. Nothing really stakey happens, kind of predictable. Like, we're just like, okay. It's kind of like a fluff fiction. I'm not really a fan of fluff fiction. But so my book club loved it. I was the only one who was like, nah. Oh, Love by Monsters I was finally able to join, and would also love an Angela Carter video. It's on the list. Swifty said I've been torn between comparing them with the theme of shame or the influence of male gaze. I mean, the male gaze has been done a lot. Shame would be unusual, but also you're A-level, so you don't have to think outside the box, just do male gaze. It's A-level, don't try and be like unique at A-level. I would say the influence of male gaze is a nice, easy. There's a lot of secondary fiction writing on it that you can use and lean on, so that's what I go for. Hello everyone. What are people's thoughts on Rachel Cusk? I haven't read any. I haven't read the new book parade, but I loved commentary. You know what? She's been on my list for a long time, Rachel Cusk, and I've heard mixed things about it. It's been a bit scary for me, but obviously I'm not reading her this year because I don't own any of her books, and I'm on no buy. Bye Leslie. Thank you for joining the cook dinner. But yeah, she's been one of those people that I'm just like, do I read? Do I not read? It's kind of there. I don't really know. Oh, Tulsi said read Picture of Dorian Gray to get out of a reading slump. I love that book. That's a comfort read, I would say. Emma says I can only listen to fiction audiobooks if it's a reread. I listened to The Secret History as a reread this year, and it was great. But but some non-fiction read by an author is also fine for audio. Yes, and some of it's awful. Sometimes it shouldn't be the author reading it. You're like, oh dear. This voice is very boring. So excited to get more ancient history videos from you. That's why I subscribed. That's nice to hear from, because they didn't do very well. You do not have to say my username out loud. I came up nearly 20 years ago. I have regrets. How funny. But okay, so people want ancient history. Let's pop that back up here again. Interesting to hear. Sorry, my voice is going after the 3-hour mark. Are you warmer on any other Ishiguro's works? So I didn't like Never Let Me Go, but I did like Remains of the Day. And what else have I read of his? I can't remember now. Is she good? I went and saw him speak at Oxford Book Festival. The Berry Giant I liked. That was it. I liked The Berry Giant. Hated Unconsoled. The Artist from a Floating World I was okay with. Remains of the Day I prefer. And Never Let Me Go I wasn't that interested in. Ironically, that's the only time I've actually preferred the film to the book, which is controversial take. But yeah, I thought it worked better as a film than it did a book. Sorry, I've got a dry throat. This is fun. Thank you, Tess. Thank you for coming. Liz just poked her nose in. Hi, poking your nose in. How you doing? All right, babes. How you doing, my lovely? Have I missed? I cannot read for 50 minutes. I can't read for a minute since 1976. I go full on it. Once I'm in, I read for hours and not at all. I wish my brain was like that. It depends on how my brain is working. I haven't read Gone with the Wind, Terry. I know it's one of the classics that I never thought I never paid attention to it. And then someone I used to follow loved it. And I was like, I've never even considered that book at all. And I don't know why. But I do believe I have a copy of it. Liz taking a break from the jigsaw. All the exhausting times of the rock and roll jigsaw. Swifty read Remains of the Day in a Day. Remains of the Day in a Day. It was amazing. Yeah, Love by Monsters says Shame on Angela Carter would be a very new take. Do you plan to cover AC Grayling in a video? You know what? I never thought about it. I do love AC Grayling. I think he's fantastic. I met him this last year at a book event. I went to one of his talks at Edinburgh Festival. It's the second time I've seen him talk. I really like him. And he was so lovely when he spoke to me. He was so wonderful. So I love doing AC Grayling. I think he's a wonderful philosopher, academic, wholesome guy. Really deeply, like, has a big heart, and I think he's just lovely. So maybe I should do an AC Grayling, because I think he deserves it. I asked him a question, kind of a personal question, and just basically, he just gave me this lovely answer, and then afterwards he was just like, you go, Chinzia, you do it. I was like, it was so wholesome. So yeah. Have you read The Parable of the Sower? The Parable of the Sower? I'm not familiar with it, I'm afraid. Oh, I know it. Now you said, now I can see the title of the book cover. I haven't. But I do love Octavia Butler. Oh, I should read this. Because yes. I want to read this. I'm probably on my wish list. The Parable of the Sower. There we go. That's a sci-fi author I do like. I just remembered Octavia E. Butler. So I have read some more sci-fi that I give myself credit for. Oh, heading out to play Minecraft with my creative writing peers in a few minutes. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining, and I have an amazing time. I know he's going to play Minecraft this evening, like tonight after this. Love flights, yes. Going to reread The Picture of Dorian Gray soon. Hey, wish you all should. My personal current curriculum is Victorian poverty, the workhouses, the mills, the tent lodging and slums, motherhood and poverty. That's incredible. That sounds like a really, really cool personal curriculum theme. That's very cool. So my voice, you can hear it's cracking, can't you? After talking for 3.5 hours, I finally started to crack. There you go. There we go. Oh god, well, to be fair, Jimmy, I didn't expect it to be cheery. I was like, you know what? It sounds... Literally, I was like, oh, here we go. It's like Beloved all over again. When it was like... Oh. You're reading it like, well, this is the saddest thing I've ever read. And what's worse is they gave us a week, because like, I had to read Beloved for my master's programme. And you had to read the book before the week. 1 week was Ulysses. They gave us 1 week to read Beloved and the next week to read Ulysses. I was like, oh my god. I remember it was all coming into that seminar going, well, that was really sad, wasn't it? Like, well, let's talk about it, shall we? Margaret said, what do you think of Margaret Atwood? I've watched a lot of her interviews, but only read The Handmaid's Tale. I love Margaret Atwood. I think she's great. I love, so I'm not a massive fan of the Penelopiad, which is obviously the one that I have to refer to the most, probably because I'm sick of studying it, the Penelopiad. It is technically good for its time. It feels dated now, it kind of feels obvious. But that was ironically, no, it wasn't my first encounter, because it was also the same as you. The Handmaid's Tale was the first book I read, then the Penelopiad. Let me see my Margaret Atwood section. But I think, again, her non-fiction is fantastic. I really love her non-fiction. I get a lot of their character from their non-fiction. Pardon me, I just burped. I'm so sorry. The fizzy drink just got to me. Dear me, I'm disgusting. Just came out. I opened my mouth and the burp came out. And where's my list? I haven't read. I want to read Alias Grace. Hagseed was awesome. Loved Hagseed. And I recently got the Robber Bride, because I hadn't heard of that before. And then I was looking at secondhand books last year and I found it. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And Moral Disorder. They're the two on my to-read list. And there was another one that I wanted to read. Oh, Bluebeard's Egg. That sounds really cool, and I haven't read it. Oh, I did enjoy the Old Babes in the Woods as well. So I read the Old Babes in the Woods. And yeah, I think that's it really. But I really like her non-fiction. Her essays are awesome. I just like her attitude. I like her vibe. But I should really read her non-fiction more. I mean, her fiction more, sorry. I'm a bit behind on her fiction. She's written so much. Yes, Tess, I got a week to read Ulysses. It was so intense. All of us, and that wasn't the only book we had to read that week. Like, we had to read for others. That was just for one of my seminars. We had like, I think it was 2 seminars a week for masters, and each had a different reading list. And like, it was a really intense week. Liz, wait. Lying here in the middle on my side, lazily sorting through jigsaw pieces in a vague attempt to have a sense of control over reality whilst listening to this. Stop. Jimmy, you're watching Call the Midwife. I love that show. I love that show so much. I need to get Jake to watch Call the Midwife. I was like, I know you and I don't like children, but trust me on this, it's a really good show. The amount of trauma you see from like what medicine was back in like the early 20th century, I was like, it's so horrific. It's more from like an insight into like medicine and like behaviours and attitudes. I was like, it's wild. Swifty said, is Ulysses good? I've had mixed reviews. I mean, what is good? I loved it. So I did my whole master's dissertation on it. I really enjoyed it. But that's my vibe. And also that's what got me interested in... I wanted to do my PhD in the political use of classics in literature, which is basically, that is the embodiment of it, as political commentary. But other people may not find that fun. As a classicist, I found it really fun. As other people, they're probably like, what the hell? There's no grammar. There's no punctuation. You're just reading. It's a stream of consciousness. I really enjoyed it. But I was older than you in terms of like, I was like 23 years old. I'd like done this kind of like heavy reading before, so I found it really fun. I'm not sure if I would have enjoyed it if I was in sixth form, but I wasn't probably as well read as you when I was in sixth form. I was a failure as sixth form. Jimmy says, it's a reflexive howl that mums have for decades after being forcibly separated from their children for the workhouses. No, don't get started, don't. Don't. That, literally, I can't read books about mothers. I think Beloved kind of did it for me. It's so traumatizing in terms of these like horrific stories, and as someone who's not maternal at all, it's just like, this is like the saddest stuff. It's like motherhood is like, I mean, really, it's not what turned me off at all, I'm just joking, but I was just like, thank God I've never had to deal with motherhood, because the trauma stories that you hear from fiction and non-fiction, ugh. Sorry, I'm still like, I'm sore, may I have to go soon, my voice is definitely breaking, my God. Oh God. Alice Grace was good. There's also a very good mini-series on Netflix. Liv's just asking about Lord of the Rings. We did a whole talk about Lord of the Rings at the beginning. Love it. Love it. I went on and on about Lord of the Rings at the beginning of the stream. Adore it. My recipe collection was brimming with useful information. To be fair, Jake has a great collection of cookbooks. He loves his cookbooks. Yeah, Tess says Ulysses is an essential Irish reading, as is James Joyce's Dubliners. Love it. Dubliners, Story of an Artist, a Young Man. I had to read a lot of James Joyce. Oh, Swifty, on my diaries there's so many things I want to read, I don't know where to begin. Don't worry about it. You're so young. You're so young. And if you go to university and study it, potentially you'll come across so many things. Like, I didn't know what I enjoyed reading until I went to university, and then I really got into stuff. And what I loved about university is it forced me to read things that I didn't think I'd enjoy. My voice is gone, people. My voice is gone. Oh, it's come back. There we go. We're all fine. I just needed water. Yes. Patrick says Ulysses is amazing, but you need to be really flexible and interested in experimental literature. Exactly. Southern Ontario Gothic. Southern Ontario, is that a book title, William? Oh, it's a subgenre. You know what? I don't think I've ever heard of that subgenre before. What? Why have I never come across this term? I like it. Stop. Jimmy's got a session with Miranda Hart. Stop. She's so wonderful. Her sitcom's a bit slapstick. If you like slapstick humour, but Miranda Hart's wonderful. I do love her so much because she talks like that. She's like chummy. I do. I did love her in Call the Midwife. She was great. I think I preferred her in Call the Midwife than I did her sitcom, but she is wonderful. I follow her on social media. She's such a wholesome lady. Jimmy says, oh, by the way, I'm officially requesting for you to post videos where you just talk about literally anything for like 40 minutes. Every video just had to be tightly scripted essay. See, Joey, you may not like it then. It's slapstick. It's proper slapstick. It's very, yeah, you may not like it. If you like Miranda Hart, I stay away from it. Just saying. I think she's funnier as an actress, ironically. It's very, I didn't like her as a sitcom, but I do like her as a person. I think she's lovely. Emma says, Miranda Hart's audiobook, I haven't been entirely honest with you, is really good. One of my... see? Okay, so I love how she's crossing the pond now. Like, like other people are finding out about Miranda Hart. She's so funny. She's like the poshest woman ever. She's so incredibly posh. Didn't she go to school with someone like quite famous as well? Like Miranda Hart, school... classmate? I suppose she went to someone quite famous. No. I swear it was like... No, maybe I'm mixing her up with someone else. She went to a very posh school. And I remember being shocked that there was like a crossover. Oh well. May have made it up. But yeah, Miranda Hart's lovely. I'm glad she's finally found love. And she's like... Oh, why do I hate Achilles? Because he's a wimp, Iggy. He's a whiny little bitch who spends the entire Iliad crying over his... like, get on with it. There's a war going on. Cry. Whine. Stop. I was like, stop being a baby and get up off your arse. Your mother needed to give you a slap and get you back into the war. And the fact that he's, like, letting people die because he's having a bit of a tantrum drives me nuts about the Iliad. I was like, stop being a pussy. Get your revenge afterwards, like everyone else. If you want revenge, do it afterwards, like everyone else. Stop letting innocents die because you have a little bit of a tantrum, like toddler strop. Oh, Emma says she was part of my childhood with my sitcom. My mum referenced her skits all the time. You know, I can't remember a lot of the lines, but I do remember there's some like classic lines in it. But it was a bit too slapstick for me. Jimmy said, I keep crossing the pond. I love Sarah. Stop. I love Sarah Millican. I talk to Sarah Millican all the time. Like, every time I do, like, a northern accent, I do Sarah Millican. I love her. I watch her skits to make me feel happy. It's like... Oh, she's so funny. Achilles haters, unite. Exactly. Wait. Everyone's thirding Jimmy's request of me just talking for 40 minutes by myself. I keep... have you read Antigone? I have. I'm studying it in drama. Oh, God, you got to do fun things at sixth form. I went to such a shit sixth form. I read, like, really crap books, really crap opportunities. I didn't read Antigone until I went to university. That'd been so... Although I saw a musical of Antigone a few years ago at the Edinburgh Fringe. It's the worst production I've ever seen in my life. It was a musical of Antigone. And I recorded bits of it to prove how bad the singing was. With all due respect, Cambridge students have been told their whole lives that they're brilliant by their parents. They're brilliant academics. They're at Cambridge University. And because of that, no one's told them that they're shit at something. And that play was the embodiment of people who thought they could sing and they're actually screeching and cracking their voices and going flat. And I had to record the audio just to show people that I was tortured for an hour in a Fringe show because it was the worst thing I've ever seen. Bye, Liz. Night. Have an amazing night with your puzzles. So yeah, I was just like, I couldn't get out. I would have left within 10 minutes. And I couldn't escape because I was at the end of the row and I was stuck between a wall. and I was just tortured by Cambridge University students who couldn't sing, couldn't play any musical instruments, couldn't act. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh god, Jimmy says, I don't understand stand up at all, but Sarah Milligan commands the room. Literally, riveted every time. She's amazing. Robert, in Mythology, reading it again as an adult, I've realised how bad Zeus and Hera are. They're the worst. He's the worst. They're such foul creatures. They're the vilest gods ever. They're all terrible. They're just foul. But Zeus is extra worse. I read a history book about the Puritans silk screening on cotton. Nuns fight, bloody hell. Would you ever do more public live streams? Because this is so real. Oh, thank you, Gracie. I only tend to do them because I save them all for Patreon every month. But I tend to do them every 50,000. I think I reserve them for Patreon because I don't think I could handle it all the time. Or maybe like special occasions I'll do a live stream public. But yeah, I do enjoy live streaming. I wish there was more on Patreon, like more Patreon people to engage with, because it's quite fun. Oh, don't. How would an Antigone musical even work? It didn't. I was hoping it'd be like quite a tragic, like, you know, like serious singing. God, it was so bad. They wrote all their own songs. It was so bad. And literally, just like imagine people going, nah, like it's just like flat screaming. Oh god, this thing crashed again. I mean, like reload. It's crashed again. It's back. Yeah, so on my Patreon streams are like this. It's just a private stream on YouTube. So I just link an unlisted stream on YouTube to my Patreon account. So it's not like Zoom, it's like this. Exactly like this. Yeah. Oh, it's not Zoom, I'm afraid, Jimmy. I'm sorry. It's not Zoom. It's all like, it's just like this. It's just chatting on stream, like, on my other YouTube channel. Very fan of Shrek the Grind. Thank you so much. Robert, your Cambridge students experience reminds me of how people tend to think that geniuses are not geniuses at everything. I've heard that Einstein was a terrible poet, for example. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I think no one's told them this is bad. And I think, I was like, no, this is really bad. Can we see a tour of your bookshelves? I was thinking of doing it for Patreon, because it's going to be quite a long video. Because they're organised by theme, but nothing more, really. And also by ease of reach when I need them. So I'm going to do, I think, book tours on Patreon, because they're my biggest request, and it'd be a long video. I'm not sure how it would do well on YouTube, so I thought Patreon can get those. It's not about, one of your other favourite YouTubers is small scale Zoom rooms. It could be a good idea. Because I feel like I need to do more than just, I think I need to have like a theme or reason for it together. What? Is that meant to be Scott? By the way, I officially ask for your blessing, as in 2026 I will hopefully start going to a public library. Yay! Your blessing is granted. Have you read Susanna Clarke, Piranesi? You know what? I didn't like it. I didn't like Piranesi. I want to read Norrell, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, isn't it? But I didn't like Piranesi. I thought it was a bit bleh. But maybe I feel like I'm the only one who felt it was a bit bleh. I mean, you say that. There are 2 trolleys outside that door right there of books I haven't organised, and they're overflowing because I ran out of room. Dorian, it's Moby Dick, favourite fiction book. Oh, that's good. It's like a club where they all talk upon themselves. That'd be a fun thing to do. But yeah, I want to read Mr. is it Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell? I always get mixed up which one's Mixter. I'm always like, that's the one. But again, it's one of those books that everyone tells me I'd love, so I'm scared to read it in case I don't. But I have been going on for nearly 4 hours. I think that's a good new record. Thank you so much for all of you joining me. I like my voice has gone and come back most of times. I've been watching videos on how to start commonplace book and everything just gives me a headache. I thought the John Locke method would help. No, don't. Maybe I can do a video on how I keep a commonplace notebook, because with all due respect, it doesn't have to be as fancy as people keep making it all the time. It's just a note. Like, I think people overcomplicate it. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I can happily do one for that. But thank you all so much for celebrating me hitting 300,000 subscribers. I don't know how I did it. I still think most of them are bots. I still think someone like paid for subscribers on my account. I don't get that many views, so I have no idea how it has come to be this way. But thank you so much for all your congratulations and for joining me and making it really fun. And we're always going. Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Spooky. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you, Robert. Cassandra. Thank you all so much. I hope I haven't. I didn't intentionally miss anyone. I was just grabbing the names that were here. Love My Monsters, Gracie, Swifty. Thank you, Liv, Lenny. Thank you. I absolutely love Olsen's Call Me Ishmael. Ooh, haven't heard of that one. I can do separating artists from the art. I kind of did a video on that, the Neil Gaiman one, but I can do a second video on separating artists from the art. I would do a video on that, separating artist from art. Then that needs a whole video on my opinions on that. But thank you ever so much, and I will see you all soon for another video. And yeah, thank you so much. Make sure I'm not leaving everyone on unanswered questions type of thing. I really appreciate it, and I will see you soon for another video on the Odyssey trailer, probably the first one, if not something else more casual. But bye everyone, thank you so much.